How does the fog not bother you? I got used to it. I got used to it during the lockdown when I was doing these shows. I used to have all this set up for my my fitness podcast, fitness shows that I would be running. So there was I got used to it after a while, but I remember doing one stream where I had to do something called dolphin burpees, and I was so exhausted with all like the whatever it was that I'm breathing in from this thing. It was pretty intense, but yeah, it's you get used to it after a while. Thank you so much, appreciate that. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be going through these VODs. The first one we got today is from Def Not a Bot. His name in game's a little bit different, but he's Def Not a Bot, ladies and gentlemen. He's Def Not a Bot. Mental projection, whole bunch of different things we're gonna be looking at today through these VODs. So we're gonna get Bot in here now. Give him a phone call, and we're gonna get right into it, guys. Hello, my friend. I'm just gonna turn down my music a bit. Pretty good. How are you?
All right.
Excellent.
Ready to get analyzed?
Just woke up now.
Like 20 minutes ago. I'm PST,
Okay.
so.
Just 20 minutes ago, you said?
Yeah, Pacific. So again, tolerable
Okay.
time, I think.
Oh yeah,
Not too horrible.
fair enough. Okay, I'm going to actually invite Devin in here as well.
Is that the Radiant?
Yeah,
training-
he's going to be.
Uh,
He's going to be joining us. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So he'll join us whenever he can. But all right, without any further ado, let's get into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing in Valorant? Why do you play Valorant?
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure how exactly to start, but yeah, Plat 1, I guess, mostly controllers. Omen, a little bit of KO randomly. I used to play some Chamber, but now that he's getting nerfed, probably not going to touch that anymore. And then sometimes Phoenix, although Phoenix, again, I'm not sure where he fits in the meta. I want to say that my biggest issue is aim, as I think the majority of people will say. But I think I'm going to find out today that there's a lot more issues than just that. So
Yep.
looking forward to that.
And what are your goals
yeah.
with Valorant?
Well, I want to hit diamond by the end of the summer at least. There's no defined like, this is it. I figure once I hit diamond, I mean back in the day the end goal was gold. Now we're here in plat, it's like no, got to be diamond. So I'm sure at some point I want to send it because green is a lot prettier than the purple we have.
Yeah, green's my favorite color. In fact, it's the color that in my background right now. So
Perfect. I respect that. Yeah. So I guess in a defined end goal, I just like playing the game and like getting better and hitting nice shots. So I think I'm just gonna try to improve as much as I can.
okay.
If I'm really lucky, maybe I'll make the. I go to UCLA, so maybe I'll make the JV or the JV or varsity team. Let's see, but that's a very very distant goal. So
Okay, awesome. So we got some good set goals for you. How long you been playing for now?
I think I've technically played since beta, but I've started like playing competitively and like with some sort of frequency for like I'm gonna say like maybe like a year at most. I'm not sure.
Okay, awesome. You are cutting out a little bit at the end when you're speaking. I'm not sure if you're doing push to talk or if it's voice activation. Just letting
I
me
think
know.
there's a mic. I'm gonna move it. Let me know if it's like too loud now.
Okay, I might need to turn you down slightly. Can you try talking?
Yeah. Okay, is this any better?
Yes, I'm just gonna turn you down a bit. Okay, speak again.
Hello. How's it going?
Okay, that's better. Let me put you up there. Okay, awesome. And Devin's in here as well. Devin's gonna be our guest coach. He's our guest radiant.
Hello.
What's up? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Devin has been. How long have I been coaching you now, Devin?
Oh, it's been at least like 7-8 months, I feel.
Awesome. Yeah, it has been a while now, hasn't it? Holy crap!
Yeah,
I was
it's been a minute.
I was just talking to Midnight in chat, and he was saying how it's like, yeah, he got me into C1 in the first place because he was trying out for you guys, and then it all just came together from there. So, yeah, can slightly hear Devin. I'm gonna turn him up a little bit here. I'll turn you up. Okay. Try again, Devin.
What's up? What's going on?
Okay, that's got better for sure. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what we're going to be seeing here, because Devin is an Omen player. He's like a controller main, but he's
God.
also but he's also a chamber main as well. So he's done a bunch of different things with our team, and we're going to be going over 2 VODs with Devin today. One being on you with Omen, and then another one with Chamber. So, what sort of things and why did you choose controller? Why do you like playing controller?
Um, well, I think way back in the day, a Flex Ninja fanboy, Omen outplays, so fun, one ways, all that. Also, just generally a role that like I would say it's the most important role. Like if you like absolutely have to and you have no initiator, like it would suck. We can just flash in, boom bot in, whatever. But without a controller, your team is like pretty definitely screwed. So just I just figured I guess like if you need this to be there, no better way to ensure it than playing it yourself, right?
Was controller your first pick on this particular game, or were you forced into it?
No, I was like Owen from like early on, just because pretty much purely for flash TPs, which were just so fun to knife people. Again, I played beta like unrated only for like a while, and I pretty much mained Omen exclusively back when the whole smoke setting was weird, and the paranoia sucked, and the TP sucked, all of that
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I know that
Um,
feeling.
I remember trying to get one ways at a time, and it was such a mess. But yeah,
Yeah,
I've been playing Omen for the longest time. I played some Reyna for a bit, but it just felt kind of stupid. Like there was no real utility. It wasn't really fun for me. I mean, obviously fragging out is fun, but so I'll do it for trolls, but not really. I played Phoenix until he became so thoroughly outplaced from the meta, but mostly Omen throughout.
mhm. Awesome. Yeah, no, I know the feeling from beta because I was actually just looking at a clip the other night of me playing Omen. I'm just like, holy fuck! Like it took forever to throw that flash, or it took forever to throw that smoke. Like it would just like
The
float
TPs weren't
across.
usable essentially. Like you just there's no way to stick that in a real setting.
Yeah, yeah. Real men played Omen back in the day when I was playing. So yeah, because it was so difficult. It was so difficult to play. Okay, so the learning objectives that we have right now, the things that I've noticed in your VOD, and we're gonna have perspectives from Devin as well, being a player. But the things that I felt were biggest opportunities for you was, first of all, the mental projection. And there's going to be some examples here where I literally will call out when someone's going to peek you. And you'll be able to get this down from practice and just sort of being aware of what's happening first. So you need to be aware of the situation before you can start really getting it ingrained in your head. And eventually, you're going to have it so ingrained in your head that it becomes natural and second nature. A lot of these things may seem like 2020 hindsight when I bring it up, but in reality, when I first look at it, I know what's going to happen, so I know that it's possible that you can also get that skill as well. Zild, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. Welcome. How are you? So the other thing that we're going to talk about is your Omen ult, which I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at my TikTok video on Omen ults yet.
But I severely underuse mine on defense.
It's underused the entire game. I think you use it once
Yeah,
in this
makes
whole
sense.
VOD. So we're gonna look at some opportunities for that, and we'll also get Devin's perspective on those things. We're gonna talk about utility timing. I call this protocol the order of operations. Typically, if someone throws a utility, you throw a utility back at them. You typically don't want to dry peek, but there are situations that you're going to have to do it. It's just going to pop up at some point. So, any points of things that you want to talk about before we get into this, Devin, in terms of Omen, or any questions that you have for the student?
No, I'm kind of just excited to see how you go about the game and see what we can help you improve on.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Okay, so this first round, we're going to be looking at mental projection and utility usage as being one of the primary things. Love the spray.
Sorry for the keyboard.
Oh, that's
Super loud.
totally fine. Totally fine. Take a mental note. First thing first, when we look in the minimap, I gotta get my epic pen out. Forgot that. 1 second. We always want to have a mental image of where our teammates are at, because we can't have our eyes glued on the minimap all the time.
Right.
But we always want to have a mental image of where people are at, so we have an idea of how long it takes to rotate if they're coming in for us. Okay, that's the first little step. Because then your pacing and where you're going to be standing is going to dictate that, right? For example, a spot that you probably want to play, if you want to stick to being an anchor, would be right on the stairs. And that way you can fall back into a safe spot and create some space for your team to rotate back in, right? The other spot that you could play is obviously back CT and then play for a retake. So that would be played right from around here in this angle, and then you just fall back and you play and retake with your team at that point. So there's lots of different options that you have here, but you are in a 3-1-1 right now. So it's very important to make the mental note of that and play accordingly. Doing great, Zild. Just doing a VOD review.
Well, that's good info. I'll smoke your main chamber.
And just a reminder, this is plat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they still going for it, or should I leave?
So I like the rotation here. What else could you have done? Let's go back a little bit. Knowing that there was 5 revealed with the knife, what else could you have done here? Just throwing out some options.
Throw a smoke and hold top cat. Or
From-
rotate if they go mid.
From where? Do you just want to play mid?
Like maybe the right side of arches. Just kind of like jiggle and info it.
Right side of arches, as in like right through here? Or am I talking?
Roughly.
Roughly there? Okay, yeah, you can totally do that. Did you ever consider pushing out and taking space?
I usually never push out on pistols just because I feel like I don't feel good flanking with a classic, that it's such a difficult weapon to long range with. But definitely possible, yeah, you're right. Also more information, right? Although no, we already have all 5 A main. So yeah, probably pushing out would have been better since we know there's definitely no one lurking.
Yeah, it's a I'm not saying it's right or wrong what you're doing. I think this is a good play. There's just, I want to make sure that you have options in your head so that you can critically think
Awareness,
about what critically think about what you could do. My thought process was, for me, I would like to get myself into this position right here. Okay.
Okay,
and
I agree with that one.
just tuck. And then I know that if they're going in, then they're for sure, they have to commit at that point. I would have heard them on mid, because if you look at this first and foremost, this is things that you want to think about when it comes to map control. You have this distance, right? For what you can hear people. Now, if they're rotating back, it's automatically, if they're going towards cat, for example, it's automatically a free kill, right? Automatically a free kill for you. You can also, because of that big range, you could probably hear them in T-spawn rotating. You could probably hear them rotating through mid. So you can get all this information off for these guys to get into a more ideal position to get inside B site. So these are things that, the advantages of that. Your play is not wrong. It's just another way of looking at it, and there's many pathways up the mountain. It's just a matter of what works best for you. So these are thoughts that you want to be thinking about. And then the other piece too, let's say they not come here, you can then start a flank, and you would probably be a solo flank here. So you want to be doing this really, really slowly. You don't want to be taking too much of an aggressive posture, but you just want to ease your way up into it. Probably break a trip somewhere around here. Yeah, break the chamber trip, and just breaking the trip is powerful on a retake.
You don't even have to flank. You can just break the trip and go back around 3.
You don't even have to flank. I would recommend flanking, but really slowly. But if you break it, they are at least aware of you, and that makes it easier for your team to retake from the site at that point.
Right.
So lots of pros and cons of that. Devins, any thoughts?
No, I think your thoughts are good. Like, especially with the flanking, like where they said emphasizing staying alive when you're by yourself is huge, because it puts a ton of pressure on the other team to, they either have to come back and kill you, or they have to go into your, 4-stack on the site, which is advantageous for your team in the end.
So, do you think smoking, okay, this is something I always had to wonder, because I'm like, on the one hand, smoking the trip, one, it takes away smoke from your team. Second, it makes noise. But like, I'm always, at the same time, the opportunity to get past a chamber trip.
I would say
is it a bad idea to smoke a trip, or not really?
I would say it's very situational. Like,
okay, yeah, it makes sense. If you know where they are, essentially.
Yeah, like if you have good info on them and you can like get behind them like semi-safely by smoking the trip, and your teammates don't really need your smoke, then it's good, because you can get like a multi-kill off of it. But sometimes it's good to just break the trip and smoke for your team so they can live on site.
No, actually, that's the only answer you can really give. That makes sense.
Yeah, the answer to that question really is it depends, right?
Yeah,
there's so many situations that pop up, and I think that's going to be just a process of you playing more games as Omen and be like, okay, this is the time I need to really smoke this. And it's going to pop up in your head and be like, this is the right decision right here. So it's just going to be hours. I think it's a really good question that you asked, though, because when you're going over your own VODs, or we do more of these in the future, you can pose this question and be like, hey, I just smoked that. Was that a good time to smoke that? We can go over that together for that.
Sounds
So
good.
so this part right here, the first thing I looked at, and we kind of glanced over it already. I want you to look at the mini map right now. We don't have a ton of information of what's happening on A site right now. Okay, we have chamber kind of looking down mid, or crossing the spot right here and kind of looking here, but this whole area here could have been taken. Okay, so think
Yeah.
about that as we're about to throw this smoke.
And then someone could already been pushed up by the time I was smoking this. Or actually smoking the
Yes,
tree.
it's
Okay.
possible. Unlikely, but it's possible, right? So these are the moments where, when I was playing ranked, if I ever made a mistake like this, I would quickly hover over my add or remove programs because I probably would have gotten fragged and really pissed off. So I want to try to save you from those situations. Okay. So the key here in the protocol is as you're rotating, okay, we need to watch and see where our threats could potentially be coming from. So if I backtrack a little bit here, this is something that's going to be consistent with the mental projection of where you think people are going to be. Because look, the Phoenix is moving this direction right now. Phoenix is moving this direction. He did not get fragged. So where is he going? Is he closing the door? Is
Or is
he
he going
running
door?
through?
Right.
Yeah, is he running through? There's some options here, okay? And we don't know because if we're watching, Reyna's not looking at this area, right? This is Platinum Storm. This is Platinum. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so these are things that you want to be thinking about because it didn't happen here. You didn't get punished for it, but it could have been something that you could have been punished for. Now, we're going to talk more about utility here. Whenever you're going to flash for your team, we need to make sure that we're ready to actually use it. Okay.
Yeah, I totally did not look at the wall there. I just assumed that was, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get information on the wall. No one said anything about the wall either. So I'm going to give you a break on this one. But we also want to make sure that we're in position. So I would say flashing sight, 3, 2, 1. Or whatever you're going to need to do to be able to make sure that they communicate that, hey, we can't go yet, or anything along those lines. Okay? Because with that flash, we don't get much
We get nothing
value.
out of that, yeah.
Yeah, we don't get as much value as we needed to here, so. And you can stop at any point, stop me at any point, pause me at any point, Devin, if you have anything that you want to add.
Yep, gotcha.
Left side, behind that.
Vixie made a note on the crosshair placement. Let's look at it again.
Oh, flash gem.
Yeah, I think it's just your spacing getting out of this wall. Right away, we don't have a function for where this crosshair is going to be right now. So your first danger point is here. Would you agree, Devin?
Yeah.
At stairs or?
This box, the jump up box.
Okay,
First one.
right. Yeah.
Second one is going to be left side dice. And then you're probably going to get one maybe on headshot of dice. And then you're going to be looking at A main. Okay. So if we go slowly here, no function, you just swung 3 of them. And if you see here, there's one standing right there on the left side box. Okay.
So if I had this idea in my head that like with the classic, on a pistol round specifically, that it's better to just kind of jump around and right click and cheese your way through it rather than like slice the pie and take gunfights with like actual mechanics in that sense, because you'll probably lose to a ghost. And I don't know if this is like sound thinking or not, but it's something that I've kind of just done, and I don't know if I should be doing that. Does that make sense?
I personally would not necessarily agree with that. Like,
Okay.
for example, like when you're coming out of this angle here, like in this retake scenario, like you need like jumping around and right clicking will not get you kills here, right?
Okay.
Because the angles are like they're too far away and they can be playing like headshot angles. So like having the precision to just strafe out with good crosshair placement and being able to like double link someone and insta kill them will be your best friend.
Okay.
If you're in close range, like if you jump out Gen to the right and you're jumping around right clicking, that's cool. Because you're gonna be like in the dude's
Jen,
face, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm watching your main.
And I feel like with crosshair placement too, it's a lot of how many times have you been punished by something. A lot of the times, right?
Probably
maybe
true, yeah.
maybe you haven't been hurt enough yet, right?
No, that makes yeah, that's fair.
Like maybe you haven't been hurt enough by someone sitting right here behind this ice wall, or someone
Playing
sitting here.
headshot, Yeah.
or someone playing right there, right? And it's just a matter of you just getting the reps in of just being punished over and over again. I always used to say this with Coach Trippy whenever I was playing with him. He's like, "Yo, let's play ranked." I'm like, "I don't want to fucking play ranked." And then one day I'll be like, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to be hurt again." And then you get back into it, and you get killed by a bunch of different stupid things again, and you just eventually you figure it out, right?
I'm still on Jenny.
Yeah.
I don't want to body block you guys. I'm watching you main.
So watch
I think
all the
a
rest
big
of this.
thing with
What?
crosshair placement as well is having like intent as to where you're aiming.
Yes.
Kind of how you have to think about it. You don't want to just be like waving your crosshair everywhere.
And I think a good thing, this is a good point that Devin brings up because I kind of touched on it a little bit. What you can do in your further VOD reviews, and I always recommend that you record your gameplay. I want you to see if there's moments like this, for example, where you don't have intention of where you're placing your crosshair, right? Because right now, we don't really have intention for those last 2 seconds. You kind of cleared here, and then you went around. And I'm never going to see someone who's going to be right here. Unless they're Shaquille O'Neal, and I don't think Shaquille O'Neal's playing this game right now. So,
New agent leaks.
yeah, unfortunately he isn't playing, but
Yeah.
maybe new character agent links right there.
I'm watching you main.
Leave someone unretradeable. Would it be better to split up and retake from multiple positions like split from tree? In this situation, I think we're down men here. Yeah, we're down men.
35.
Yeah, so for the question in the chat, if you're down men, it could work to split off. Not saying it can't, but you're going to want to try to use your numbers to try to isolate and kill as many of these off as you possibly can, generally speaking. Any thoughts there, Devin?
No, I agree. Like if you're in let's say it's like a 4v4 retake in this scenario, it would be generally better to have like 2 go heaven, 2 go tree. But in this scenario, like you kind of just want to travel on a pack and try to like death ball. Gives you the best chance here.
Yep.
I believe.
And if you're second in, you want to make sure that you're just as calm as you possibly can be, because all the shots, all the fires going to that first target. Everyone in this game has this thought that they have to shoot the first guy they see. In a lot of cases, this is the worst thing you could do, but you can use this to your advantage, right? Sometimes the target selection that you choose should actually be the second person that runs in, not the first, depending on how difficult the shot is. Okay, so this is round 2. And my first comment that I wrote in the notes was, whoa, 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 whoa. So I think we're going to see something. We're going to see something that's freaking me out here. This is where I get stress. I get lots of stress
Let's
watching
see.
VODs
Got what I
sometimes.
did already.
Okay, so the information that we know right away is that they could be here. We don't know how many because the knife just got broken. Okay, they could be here.
Try my knife.
Did you smoke in?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Devin, go ahead. Take it away.
Punishment thing.
Take it away, Devin.
The knife out here makes me so nervous.
Yeah, I'm stressing balls right now. Do we know where they are right now? This is my question for you.
Not
right
at
now.
all.
We don't know. Yeah, all we know is that someone broke a knife here. It could be 1, could be 5, could be 20. Someone's cheating, but we don't know. We have no idea. Okay, and I love your knife. The amount of TikToks I could generate off of "I love your knife," I think I'm gonna end up making a trend here. I love your knife here.
Yeah, I'll grab over 1 sec.
You got the orb. That's a win. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. You don't need to go into that one.
I think they're gonna rotate, honestly.
You're still dead. You still could be pushed on here, right? You're
Yeah.
still dead, still unsafe. I'm just sitting there going this entire time, right? Still dead. Okay.
Just because they didn't last time.
Still dead. Still could be
Wait,
dead.
4 or 5 on running that. Not that it matters, because I don't think that affected my decision making. I think I just assumed it would be a hard A hit because
Because of last
nobody's
round?
defaulting. I think I'm just so this is a big like punishment thing, right? Like I think I'm just so conditioned to all my lobbies. Like the default strat is, oh, let's take A, or oh, let's take B.
Yeah.
If you see like 3 kids A, it's A. There is no lurker. There is no default. There is no util watching you. That's why I'm just like so comfortable running around with a knife. But it's like objectively the incorrect play. So I totally get what you're saying. That like if I think at some point I've definitely just like waited for someone to tap orb and then swung off that. But I think I just haven't gotten punished for it enough. So I just feel so comfortable doing these like otherwise brain dead plays.
Go ahead, Devin. You want to say something?
I was going to ask you along those lines, like in your lobbies, is it like how often is it that like people are just like 5-man running it down everywhere? Like is it constantly or what?
More often than not, definitely. That's why like my info play at this point half the time is just like that's why I came close to be main like this round. Even pistol, I started off close and moved back, but usually I'll just like listen. If I don't hear footsteps, there's probably no one there. Like 9 times out of 10, there's no one there.
Okay. I
My
see. Yeah, because that definitely affects.
There's definitely like some lobbies,
way
like 1
the
in 5
game's
games.
played.
No, there's like 1 in 5 games you have like people playing defaults, and like I'll be like Silva recon this or like fake knife or
Mhm.
whatever. I like to say that if a team is running default or anything that isn't a straight hit, it's probably my team. I want to say that. Um, Especially on anti-ecos, I think, like I know the idea in pro play is you play slow and you don't want to get cheesed by util or sheriffs, but then I feel like in this elo the idea is play together, run it down, so if somebody dies, you can't give them the weapon.
Yeah.
That's just, like especially anti-ecos, I feel the most comfortable just running around the map because I think in the whole game, at least in this elo, it's the most likely round where you'll have a hard rush like nothing, like a hard rush with like no information elsewhere on the map.
Mhm.
just goes you're on eco at that point. Yeah, that makes sense. Here is what I would submit to you. Have you ever heard of the term? I'm gonna mess this right up. It's gonna be holy stuff. But you ever heard of dress for the job you want, not for the job that you have?
No, yeah, this is true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had that thought where I'm like, do I play this game with the intent of like improving and playing like it was a pro match against Optic, or do I play this game like this is a plat lobby and people running around like headless chickens?
Yeah, it's okay. So in this scenario though, do you want to go pro? Like, what is the ultimate goal? You just want to get to the next
I
rank,
mean, I
right?
definitely want to
For
be
now?
like better. Yeah.
I would say play to that level. So
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with you pushing out here. I have no problem with that. But did you clear it all out, or did you run out with your knife? Right? Those are the
I'm
things that
gonna
we need
guess
to be
the
thinking
second
about.
one. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
we
yeah.
ran out with our knife. These are the things that we want to
Yeah.
be like, very cognizant
Conscious
of.
of.
Even if you push out here and you get fragged, I think the play is fine because it's an eco round and all you're trying to do is create some damage for the other enemy team. You're trying to establish a bare ass minimum so that your next round is going to be a lot easier for you to win, ultimately. And the round following that. So I would say the biggest thing for you is dress to impress for the job that you're trying to get. In this case,
Okay.
let's take the pistol out, let's clear it out properly, methodically. Now, this is actually the play
like
that
the
I
main
wanted
lead.
you to do
They
on
might just be
pistol
waiting
round.
burst out again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't hear anything yet. I'm
So-
just-
You've already taken my advice at this point,
Making his last
I'll
one.
flash.
which I was like, oh, nice, he's going in that position.
Oh, listen as they rotate. Oh yeah, they're not.
Yo,
Everybody's smoking.
126 on raise.
You're still not safe. Even though it's probably a 5-man push at this point, you're still not safe. I would be very careful and cautious of someone pushing out here. You've also threw a smoke on the entrance.
So rotating is a definitive option.
They could have rotated, yeah, or they
Right.
could rotate. So this knife is a little questionable. This knife's getting real questionable right now.
Such a pretty knife.
His knife is getting real questionable. The knife is still out, and then we pull out an animation. Right? They're probably on
I guess
site,
the
but
question
they.
then for me then is, do I worry about time or not? Like time, not because of course they just planted, so that's not a concern. Pushing with my fade, as in, do I want to play? Do I want to get there fast, like riskily, so I can play off fade's contact, or do I just say, fade goes and she goes? Because I don't trust her to wait for me, frankly speaking.
I want you to secure 2 kills. That's what I want you to do. We don't have
Okay.
to win this round. If you win this round, it is a bonus.
Actually, that's a good point.
Okay? I just want you to get set up so the next round is way easier. We just need to get 2 kills. If you can secure 1 kill here, that's a huge win. If you can get 2, that's amazing.
So then, before I forget this question, let's say like we win the pistol and it's like now we're in like the bonus, or let's just take their perspective, right? So they're at 4v2, right? Let's say they lose the Omen 2. So now they're next round going in. They have 3 specters and they have 2 people who have like, I'm gonna say like 4.5k credits. Doesn't really matter.
Yep.
The point is, at that point, 3 people are going to be bonusing. So do the other 2 who died, do they buy so they're able to buy next, or do they just buy out? Because in pro play, I always see just like they just buy Vandals because they expect they just fight that round out. But then I always see, and I'll call myself too, just buy for next and bonus with the team.
Devin, you want to take this one?
I would say generally like, it depends. Like in ranked, most of the time people will just bonus, I think.
Okay.
But I
Because
think
like you
in
expect to lose the bonus round, right? Like you should expect.
yeah,
To lose it. Okay, makes
it's
sense.
it's more of like you're going along the thought process of like, okay, we have worse guns. They're all gonna have Vandals. I could buy 2 Vandals on my team and potentially win the round, or I could wait, try to do some damage, and then we all have Vandals the next round, right?
Right.
But
Yeah,
when it
that's the
comes to
question.
like team play, it's a little bit different because I can put like 2 Vandals on like my star players or something, and I can specifically set them up to be in a position to,
Take those fights
like
first.
get like
Mhm.
good engagements and like win us the round.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Generally speaking, I would say in your level, and even in scrims as well, you want to do like simple math. If you kill 2 here, okay, then automatically 2 of them are probably going to end up buying Vandals to make up for their loss, and the other 3 are going to hold on to their Spectres. So you have technically 3 on a force buy and 2 on a buy of some kind, okay? On your next round, you are going to beat them statistically because 5 of your players are going to have Vandals. So you already have a massive advantage going into the next round. Statistically, you should win that round. If you win that round, because they're on a broken buy, let's say they bought 3 Vandals or 2,
They're back
whatever
to
the
like a
case may be,
3-2 or an eco, yeah.
they're now on an eco. So you just mitigated the damage of losing the pistol round at that point. So you just look at it. If you ever have the question, guys, of do I need to buy here? Just think about where their economy is at. How many times did you kill them on the second round? What's all those things are factors, right? For them, their best case scenario right now is for them to go flawless, but obviously they can't because they've lost 1 player at this point, right? So these are things you want to think about.
Just slow.
So if you can get 2 kills here, we're laughing.
One's
One.
on top of Sage Wall. One's Jen, hell Sage Wall.
I'm glad you committed to that kill.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm
The
glad you
raise
committed
definitely
to that
scared
kill.
me, but I was like, yeah.
If you had in your mentality the bare ass minimum, all I need to do is get 2 kills here, you would make that decision 10 out of 10 times to stick with that kill. And even if Raze kills you at that point, it's still a massive victory for you for the next round coming up.
Remaining.
Last hell. I'm 1.
120 is big, it might be low, so.
Yo, blind and push.
I'm just gonna say. Nice job,
Nice.
Jesus.
Massive.
Spectre we can?
Fucking
Or are there any? Nice.
Thrifty.
So
Is
now
there
they're
a reason
fun.
you didn't decide to use your
Classic
smoke
got
there?
2, that's crazy.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure,
that's
so I thought about
cool.
smoking Hell maybe, but I'm just like, if I smoke it, let's say it's like a not a great smoke, or even if the Fade just knows how to play around it, or their Fade, was it their Fade? I forgot, the Raze maybe.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to risk that it's a smoke they play around better than we do, especially because our Fade is a sheriff, they're a Spectre, like they can just run and gun through the smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just really wasn't sure if I have a smoke, what can I do with it? So I'm just not gonna mess with it.
Okay. I kind of like the thought process of smoking hell there, or even smoking the bomb would probably be better.
Okay.
But it worked out for you either way, which is good.
I thought I was smoking bomb. Yeah, that was the more. Yeah.
I can't help you.
Back of the-
Nice job.
Okay, so I like playing numbers. I'm a numbers guy, especially right now. You want to try to flawless here so that you can maintain as much money as you possibly can going into the following rounds. And they
Right.
just lost, so they're in a big bad situation right now. So
Play with Reyna
close,
here.
well, close range fights are generally not going to be great against Nico. We don't have to push the envelope here. That being
Yeah.
said, you could set up flash plays for your Reyna. I'm
Yeah.
going to show you the opportunity that you have here, because Reyna is a bit of a headless chicken when it comes to her play.
I didn't know
and
she's
will-
gonna swing that. Yeah, that was. I realized. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so as we're gonna find out in this VOD, I'm not a fan of Jay Love's velocity. All right, I'm really not a fan of him. I don't like how he plays. I don't like how he communicates. Nothing. But you can see by how antsy this guy is playing right now, this guy wants to do stupid damage, right? He wants to get his eco frags. So how do we support him in this situation, right? Let's talk about that.
I'll watch red. I'll watch red.
That one way right there.
Like, this guy is just constantly moving, right? Just constantly moving. This guy's like,
Raising Sage at least.
Perfect. Okay, do you have knife?
he's out for blood. He's out for blood. This whole thing.
Fancy, yeah.
No, I haven't. Another 20.
No
I'm
room.
just gonna smoke it normally.
Okay, so right there, for example, he wanted to push, and then you
Yeah.
smoked it. See how that's like a kind of a not
A conflict.
It's a conflict. Yeah, it's a conflict, right? Now,
Reyna,
as soon as he does this, you could say, "Okay, Reyna, I'm gonna flash for you," for example.
Yeah.
Right? If he wants to go for it, because right now you're playing passive back here, and not up there to trade with him, which I don't think is a good play at all. But you're not up there. So at this point, you need to support him.
Bar, I can't trade you.
What blade do you have? Yeah.
You're cool.
I don't think we pushed too much.
You're right. We shouldn't push too much.
You are very right.
This is just a bad play. This is just bad, right? Like, this is, as I called Devin. I said this when I was first starting coaching. And what is this, Devin? What time of the season is this?
Oh, it's Christmas.
It's fucking Christmas, bro. This is like we're 4v5 right now, or 5v4. Just take your
Against
numbers.
pistols.
Against an eco, why are we forcing close range fights here? It doesn't make sense. Like, I would just be like smacking this guy, and he talks so much shit to you in this VOD. I'm just like, gonna lose my mind. Right?
Nice.
Don't need to be here. You're trying to support him, which is okay.
You got it. You're right now. Can you guys leave?
You could flash for him here. So you could
Yeah.
flash down here because he wants to push here, right? So what you can do is just ask, it's like, Reyna, do you want to push? I can flash for you. I can flash for you. Just repeat it a couple times. Especially now that we just revealed 2 as well.
Still
Two there.
I'm gonna smoke my A.
Look, I want you guys just in chat. Please watch this. Just watch him. Just watch Reyna. That's all we need to do. Just watch Reyna. Moron alert. Right?
Flash.
Just asking for it. And look, Christmas has come. Now we're gonna take the freaking bomb site. This is great.
Phoenix to
This is,
Vandal.
this is really
Uh-oh.
good. This is really good for us, guys. Look at that. Oh, another entry kill.
Oh, they're all there. They're all there.
Thank you, Reyna.
Spike down B.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. This one's a little 20/20 hindsight. I will give this one, but watch this really quick. I want to see if you noticed anything
They're all
here.
there. They're all there.
Oh, I see it.
Do you notice anything here?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% did not see that at all in the actual game.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So much information in this game. Now, there's a point in time, okay, you just got this kill, and then you run to here with a flash, and I would have been looking at minimap the entire time, doing this, because even if they push me, I'm throwing the flash out, so I'll be okay. I'm just going to be tucking back into this corner, so I'm going to be looking over at the minimap and be like, oh fuck, gun out. I'm already dead,
Yeah.
right?
No, they're through tree. Oh, one's main, one's tree, one side.
30 seconds left.
Tree.
Wait, they both main. Sorry, both main.
Phoenix, man.
Losable.
In this scenario, we would say the Spectre, since the other team is low on buy anyways, building early economy is huge. Yes, 100%. It leads into so many rounds won just by controlling economy.
They are
Okay.
winning.
10 seconds
Wait,
left.
Spain chamber, right?
This next round is a really, really easy protocol. We're going to move ahead. I think we end up winning it.
Wait,
We do.
What the hell?
This next round is a really, really good protocol. One that I started implementing back when I was 13. Probably one of the first protocols I ever had when I was playing a game called Combat Arms. Have you ever played that before?
Never heard of it.
Okay. The thing that was great about Combat Arms is that all the maps, it's the same game mode, you're planting bomb, all that good stuff, but all the maps were so defensive sided to the point where if you lost rounds from your T side, from a T side team, you pretty much lost the map. You already knew you lost. It was that CT sided. But it built really, really good protocols in my head for CT because I couldn't make any mistakes. If we made any mistakes, then it was completely on me. It wasn't even on the team, on the enemy team. This protocol here is keeping the enemy in front of you at all times. Okay, it's just that simple. And you should always be facing towards your threats. Okay? Always be facing towards your threats. So we're going to watch this crosshair placement. By the way, we now have Omen ult. Okay? We now have Omen ult.
Let's not keep track of this. I'm gonna look bad.
It's not about looking bad. It's about giving you
Opportunities.
showing your opportunities. It doesn't make. This is not a. This is a judgment-free zone here. Okay. The only person who's being judged is going to be Reyna today, because Reyna's an asshole.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. The only person who's being judged is Reyna. And I'd be more than happy. I would actually be excited to coach Reyna live on stream, especially after all the shit I'm going to talk about him. Okay? I'd be happy to take him on. Be happy to. Okay. We don't really need to be up here. I'm pretty sure, I didn't get to see the money, but I'm pretty sure they're still on eco. Am I wrong?
No, this is the buy.
They're buying? Okay.
They also got 4 last round, so they should not have, but they got 4, so.
Thoughts on the positioning, Devin? Before we go
I
forward?
think it is very scary, especially playing Omen. Like if you're on like a duelist or whatever, this is, you know, fine. Like you can get out, but here, like if 2 people run into the smoke, you're dead, basically.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be playing in that smoke, you need to be actively asking your KO for flashes so that you can make plays off of it.
So, KO flash out of smoke and swing out, or is holding the smoke itself just not a good idea?
I don't think it's necessary to be in there right now.
So usually my thought process is if they have like a SOA Sky, something that can dog or like drone through, I'm dead. So just don't play smokes. Or don't play inside of smoke unless there's someone like that. Otherwise, I get so many free kills. Again, I guess it's just a punishment thing. I had to get so many free kills, like Ray's holding her nade out or Phoenix holding a flash trying to swing out of the smoke, that it just feels criminal to not take. But I guess the whole dress for the job you want, right?
Yeah, I can understand you getting like rewarded for doing this and like, you know, inciting you to do it more. But like, for example, even though they don't have like a Sova or a Sky, Fade, whatever, like at a higher level, people will be ready for you to be in the smoke. And like, for example, Phoenix here could just throw a flash into the smoke and then like you're boned.
You're just done. There's no way. Yeah, you're so gone.
Yeah.
The other thing
Or
too
like
is
Rays could throw a Roomba, anything like that.
the other thing that we need to think about too is that in the situation that you're in where you got this first frag, it was 5v5, right? These kinds of plays, generally speaking, I would only ever do them if I was down men and I needed to make a play.
Or we could buy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because right now you're giving up the advantage by going in there. This is called a choke point, right? And you always identify a choke point by how tight the entire enemy has to be when they're running in through here. So holding these choke points are very, very powerful situations to be in, right? But giving them opportunities to frag you, in the grand scheme of it, you lose your life and you also lose the positioning that you're protecting, which forces your entire team to move around. Now in this particular situation, we're in a really good spot because we've already suffocated the enemy team, right? But that being said, I would still say that playing in the smoke gives up your significant advantage on defense.
I'm behind the trip right here.
Only play it if you need to. And you went back in too, which is dastardly.
Very risky.
There's no reason to fight, you know? Just let Reyna hold it and that's it.
Yeah, just what you said. There's no reason to fight here.
I think I'll just get punished at some point. I'll have to accept at some point. Like, yeah, this is just not working. I'll have to.
I love what you say here. Just like, let's play it back again real quick.
They're literally all just sitting in main. I'm behind a trip right here. I'm just playing up here.
Oh man, you want me to
Spike
flash
is
out?
here. No, it's fine. We
They're
can
literally
still
all
don't
just
fight it.
chilling.
There's no reason to fight, you know? Just
There's
let
no reason to fight?
Ha!
And then we go back in. I love it. I love it. But yeah, do you see the opportunity here? You see why this could be a problem?
Yeah.
Anchor, just leave. I can anchor it.
And once again, it could pay off. It could work, right? Some of the things that we do in this game, we end up just getting rewarded for it, right? But generally speaking, we don't necessarily have to do it. Here's where we have our first infraction. and it's kind of the Dead Space protocol a little bit. You probably heard me talk about this last week. The Dead Space protocol is there needs to be a function for everything that you're doing. So right now we're playing completely passive behind dice, and we have a smoke on the entrance. The general protocol is whenever you have an entrance smoked off, I would have you hold an on angle on that smoke, because you're basically giving up the advantage of having the smoke on an entrance if you're not looking at it directly. Does that make sense?
Okay. Right. The whole point is you have the. Okay, got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now, the other piece is that we hold that smoke. Let's say they throw utility through. Your order of operations at that point is to respond typically with utility. In this case, I would say throw a flash, right? Throw a flash back into it.
Yeah.
You can fade back into the
Dice is like
the
my
dice.
favorite point to throw a flash from because it's just such a nice. It covers the choke so nicely.
Yeah, definitely. I would say just be cognizant of watching the smoke and then playing in a position that you can run away from, have escape routes for. So if they flash through it, you throw a flash back at them, and then you can fight from there at that point. Okay, here is where we have our first issue with rotations.
Down mid.
Now remember what I said in the beginning. Your protocol here, always keep the enemy in front of you, and always be facing towards your threats. Right, when you look
Did not
away,
play main at all.
you didn't look at A main at all, and you made an assumption that they did a full rotation here, okay? But you could have very easily been looking towards A main as you were doing this.
Oh
Last
no.
player standing.
Last was it, I mean.
Very, very easily avoidable mistake, essentially.
Yeah, it's a very easy and avoidable mistake, and something that you can fix right away, right?
And
So,
they did res. Huh.
and they res too, but the way that you look
No,
at it
yeah.
is you say, okay, here is where my threat's going to come from. Okay, this is where my threats can come from currently based on the information that I know. Actually, it could be even more than that based on the information that we have here, but it could be even more. So we always want to be facing this line. We always want to be facing this line, right? And as soon as we get to this point, we can start looking here. Does that make sense?
Okay, that works. Yeah.
30 seconds left.
We're going to move ahead.
Should we just buy next? Shade, should we buy next? Yeah.
I'm gonna save it next.
Okay, so we're saving for next.
I think
So,
they just go hard or something, so.
why this buy?
The frenzy or the specter?
I think
Both.
They just go hard or something, so.
Specter, so I can go for the cheesy play like last time or something like that. At first I was gonna take the Guardian, go for a fight, but then I was like, I'm probably one and done, and I'd probably lose it honestly anyway. Spectre just lets me do more run and gun, smoke, whatever cheesy plays.
So you want to get up in
Frenzy
their face.
because yeah, just something stupid and try to make something happen out of nothing. And the
Okay.
frenzy just because I can afford it, might as well. No one's opting on our team yet.
Thoughts, Devin?
Like as far as the buy goes, I think the Spectre's fine. I'm pretty sure you had enough to maybe go for like a Bulldog, or a
Bulldog?
Guardian,
Yeah.
which like you'd still have a full buy next, and you have a better chance of like potentially winning the round, because I mean you're going to be
sorry.
against rifles, and like a Bulldog is going to fare way better than a Spectre in most scenarios, I think.
The other thing I've started thinking about that I don't know if I should be so worried about. Like if I buy the Guardian, I think I'm at like 41. But recently I found that like I don't like the idea of being afraid to use my utility because I have to buy it again next round. So I like to buy around like instead of 39, buy it for like 43, 44. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like save enough for.
Make sure I can use whatever utility I want to this round. In
Yeah,
the
no,
case the round
that's-
gets like a winnable position.
That's valid. I'll do
Okay.
the same thing quite often,
Okay, cool.
because your util is very important. in this
You
game.
mentioned you're not afraid to use your utility. I just want to remind you, you still have your own ult. So.
This is gonna be a theme, I think. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a big theme. So here's my question to you. Okay, let's look at the whole comp that you have right now. And we need to start nipping this in the butt right away because we want to find the opportunities for how you can use your ult and when you can use it. Okay. So off the top of your head, what are the things you can do as an Omen using his ult? What sort of things do you use it for?
On defense,
On anything.
Intel flanks, rotates. Oh, on offense, I think I run into this issue where I'm so used to like, you know, the whole like thing where you can like TP on a spike.
Yep.
Hmm?
I think I just end up saving my ult too often for that, or like some sort of clutch rotate, because that has usually been the most useful kind. And very rarely I'll be like, oh, let's go A, and I'll TP into heaven and smoke it off and get intel while the attack site. But generally, I think I just hold on to the ult for too long. For offense specifically, for those kind of like grab bomb TP away kind of things. On defense, I honestly just never use it except for the occasional fast rotate. Definitely intel on retakes works. It's a little bit hard, I find, to pull off because I don't know where exactly to ult to get the info. But like right now, I guess it would be fast rotate, flank, or retake intel.
Okay.
That's a long answer. Sorry.
Okay. Here's the next part. Who on your team can you pair your Omen ult with?
Mm.
Ooh. Fade or KO?
Fade.
I'm trying to think.
Very good.
Okay.
Fade's a good
Fade's a
one.
good
Why
one.
fade? Rather, I'm assuming it's because like you dog them, they can't hear you ult, but I don't know if that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things, right? So if he ults, they can't hear anything, and it's a
Fade is
perfect
ult.
time
I
for
did
you.
not even think. Okay, sorry.
It's
I
a
thought I was
perfect-
thinking of Fade's non-ult util. That makes sense.
Yeah, his ult can also do that. His util, it's good to cover his util as well, so you can see, or her util, so you can have the dart last potentially a little bit longer. That's also another thing, right? But you can pair ults, right? So pairing the ult with Fade off of that makes them deafened, so that you can get into a spot that they can't quite hear.
Do they still hear voice lines if they're deafened?
Good question, Devin.
I I honestly I could not tell you 100%.
We'll find out. Because I know obviously the map is covered. I had the thought yesterday where I was like, players who play with the voice lines off,
Allegro
they're
says
just
they
gonna
don't.
lose information, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
the big
go ahead. Go ahead.
the big thing with comboing the Fade and Omenal is like they can know you're ulting, right? But they can't hear where you're ulting at all. So like for
Yeah.
example, if I'm attacking, let's say we're going A, if my teammate Fade ults all of A, I could literally TP like anywhere onto A behind them and they would have no idea.
Mhm.
Unless they
Yeah.
are like for some reason looking behind them while we're hitting the site, you know?
I saw that with like an FPX match. I don't know if you guys follow Copenhagen or anything. But
Oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
when they were all, I don't know if you remember, it was FPX versus like, God, I don't remember who, but it was on Haven B site where like they got Fade ulted. The Omen just TP like right next to a guy backside.
Let's cross
Guy
Yep.
had no idea. He just waited, got like 3. It was
Exactly.
Cider. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's lots of different combinations you can have and suggestions you can make. Okay. I think I was gonna make a comment about your threats here and knowing where they're probably gonna go. As soon as you hear the raise ult off of a hop, typically it's probably gonna target a rush.
Be an entry. Yeah.
Yeah. At this rank, it's gonna usually be a rush.
And that it's gonna be a 5-stack rush, not a 4-1 lurk thing.
And this is
No.
where. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what I could recommend here as a way to use your Omen ult. You know the rushing B, you can insta like after you throw
Flank.
your smoke, TB backside to help
Backside,
your teammate.
yeah. Fast rotate.
Yeah, you could definitely fast rotate here. Another option, if you're coordinated with your Fade, is she could have ulted off of mid here, and then you could have done a flank. So she would have ulted this direction, and you could have maybe TP'd back here or something like that
Yeah.
at the same time, which is another option. And you're on an eco, so there's no risk of you doing it. I'm not saying do it, but there was an opportunity that you could have done it, and look at that, he actually did it. So you could actually ult right now.
So I had the idea to not commit. I guess my ult, yeah, not to attach to, but generally, like I would not call for a Fade ult because eco round, or is that not? The
Yeah,
protocol
and this
there?
is the point I'm trying to make, is that I wouldn't say that you should do it here, but there's an opportunity here that you could do it, and there's going to be opportunities like this in the future that you can say, oh, can you Fade here? Can you ult here? Fade, right? Just
Yeah.
so that you can identify, some of these options for yourself with your Omen ult.
101 Omen.
I'm not saying that you have to, or it's the play, but you could do that.
Oh, okay, wait. Question: How
Yep.
do you smoke for retake on B ascent besides smoking main? I never have any idea what to do with these smokes. You can smoke like arches, or like backside, but it just feels like a really. They're such small little chokes, if you can even call them chokes. Smoking it just feels weird and awkward. I never know how to use my smokes here, except for main, of course.
It's ultimately, sorry, I'll let you go, David, in a second. It's ultimately what fights you want to take, right? If you
Okay.
cover off these areas, then you're covering off any long range fights from here, and you need closer range fights. So that would be an option right there. You can throw it even closer if you wanted to like cover this spot, and you can path in through here and wrap around and clean it
Okay.
up. Go ahead, Devin.
I was just gonna say, like, the smoke you threw on back right is really good if your teammate's coming out of spawn, for example, because it blocks the sight line of that angle for you guys to be able to like come out of spawn safely without having to like, just get mowed down by like 3 people. And then you can clear like logs, close market, lane, and then after that you can progress on the site. There's a lot of different options, but you kind of gotta get creative.
Okay,
would
that works. Yeah.
I would say if you're on an eco, throwing a smoke right here is not a bad idea. And throwing a smoke
Yeah.
right here for your chamber is not a bad idea, because chamber will then not have to worry about this fight, and his first fight's right here. Okay, so when he comes in, he takes that first fight. Second fight could be here. And then when you're coming in, you're pathing this way, and you're using this as like a wall. And from there, you both can go back there and fight the other side. So you're basically forcing 1v1s at that point. I know there's a lot of drawing here, but if you go in order, it makes sense. Okay. But you don't have smokes anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. You have one smoke. You could have maybe thrown it for... Sorry, it wasn't chamber. It was for your KO. You could have thrown it here for KO and then had KO path in there as being a possibility too.
Last player standing. Team Ace.
And Z gap.
Sorry, as you go, it happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay A if I can.
You make a really good comment here. We're going to see another example of where you can be playing off of your smoke here and playing on the on angle. Do you know the difference between an on angle and an off angle?
I think they might do this one. They have no
I
reason
inferred
to
when you said
do
on
it.
angle because I know what an off angle is, so I just figured it's a non-off angle. Just anything where you're maybe a default spot, but you're holding the smoke and you're ready for a push to come out, I guess.
Okay, the key to learning about on angles versus off angles is that when someone strafes out and clears a specific angle, let's say for
Are they
example,
looking for you? Okay.
let's say this one right here. If
Yeah.
you hold this right here, which is like straight down the choke, that I would consider that an on angle. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Because they're going to come out and clear that spot. Now, the way to determine where a good off angle will be, where they're not going to expect you or have pre-aim on you, is to think about how people like to path into the bomb site. Oftentimes, you will see these 3 pathings. There might be other ones like teleports and all this other stuff, but generally speaking, you're going to see those 3 paths. Now, what you want to think about is if you're trying to hold an off angle on a rush, for example, you want your first fight to happen right about here, okay, to catch this guy. And after you kill that guy, then you can flick out and take a fight on this one, or take a fight on the guy going switch. Okay, these are all angles they're not expecting, and you got to think about it from their perspective. When they're running into the bomb site, or when you're running into the bomb site, how do you feel when you get to this point right here on the map? How do you feel generally when you're running into the site?
Kind of just flicking all around. Just mostly holding heaven, I'd say, is the most common thing to hold.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes you're flicking all around. You mentioned it right
Sometimes
away.
you're just like you have
right?
no idea where you're going. You're just like
Yeah.
anxious.
You're feeling anxiety. Beautiful. You're feeling anxious, right? So this is the point in time, if you remember what they're feeling like, this is what I want to do. I want to hit them right at this moment, because if I was in that situation right now, this is how I would feel, right?
So question with the whole
Go ahead.
on angle idea. Let's say I smoked off choke, right? My biggest concern is getting flashed and not being able... I don't think I'm good enough at dodging flashes yet that I can just safely say, oh, I'll just dodge it. My concern with on angles is that if I get flashed, I'm just gone. Whereas if I play off like sound cues, I can play off my flash.
So
How do you feel about that?
the key is to have an escape route.
Okay.
So if you're playing left side dice, for example, you can play it from a sliver and just sort of like hold that on angle for a little bit.
Okay.
And then from there, if they throw a flash through, you just path that direction. Get behind the wall at that point. Okay, so you have your escape route at that point. And also, if you remember what I said before, you want to be responding in kind with an ability of your own. If they throw a utility, you throw a utility back.
A couple.
Okay, we're about to see it. It's coming up right now.
Okay.
So you throw, careful, you did see a smoke get thrown here, which is an indication that they could be rushing in. So
That's smoke, watch out.
smoke is there, and as soon as you threw that smoke, I would have been out in the open. They just threw a utility in, I'd be probably throwing a flash at this point, responding right away.
Oh, they know I'm up here.
He's out.
You knew it was a rush or a possibility of a rush right here. There. That little bit of information right there.
The smoke. Okay.
They're not just throwing that for their good health. They're throwing it for a reason.
Okay.
They're throwing that smoke for a
That's
reason.
smoke, watch out.
Oh, they know I'm up here.
He's out.
Considering how out of position you end up getting because of the nades, that's actually a pretty good trade. What you had
They're
there.
out there.
I got very lucky. But the fact she needed dice makes me just feel sad.
May I add
You-
something
Go
quickly?
ahead. Yep, go for it.
So at the start of the round, you know they rush a lot, like 5 men or whatever. You do a good job one-waying to delay them here. I think another option other than smoking the main is choosing to smoke either side of dice here. Right? So you can do it between dice and the wood box on your left, or you can do it on the right side between dice and gen. Because realistically, even if you smoke main, you can see they're just gonna run out of it,
They're out there.
right?
Yeah.
So if you smoke on either side of dice, it gives you more room to play with, and you can live for longer
No, 133 on.
overall.
He's gonna kill.
I've never tried that. I'll try it.
Just
Sounds fun.
as like another option.
No, I like
you know?
that idea. I also think that I feel decently comfortable playing around my own smokes, or just smokes in general. Like, I think I know how to play around smokes better than, like, the average player just because controller. So
Yep.
I'm not opposed to it. Question, Worthy. Sorry, I don't
Yep.
know your name. Could you play back the clip of the smoke forming on door? I still didn't really see it, and I want to just make sure I can catch that.
It's when you jump.
Okay, there you go. Right,
Yep.
right.
Makes sense?
Yeah, I didn't catch that at all. Sounds good, yeah.
And yeah, I have definitely done that before in the past where I've used smokes to be able to basically make it a little bit more awkward. It's kind of like if they take this spot right here, then you throw a smoke here, and now they have to take this spot. So yeah, sure, you give up this ground, but now it's like, okay, now we gotta do something for here. Because we can't
Yeah.
get to the back site without, or can't get control of the site until you're dead as an anchor. So definitely delaying is another thought process. I like that a lot.
It gives you a lot more places to play as well, because you can like sit in the smoke, you can sit
Edges,
next to the
everything.
smoke. Yeah, like
We all know
It
how
is-
much I love my smokes, so.
yep. It makes the
Too
enemy
much.
very uncomfortable running the site when there's a smoke just like in the middle of the site, and they're like, I don't want to run into this because he could be in there, and then
And I also think we have this, like, especially this elo, like, a lot of people are very
Mhm.
afraid to die.
yep.
Like, I
Giddy
definitely don't have
players.
confidence in my team to trade me out a lot of the time. So, I get that partially, but, like, especially duelists, you'll find will just, like, not want to clear things because they're more scared about living than they are about getting traded and clearing space. So, it makes
Yep.
smokes even more
So
potent.
you can't see the lines unless you watch my stream, but I just drew out lines of where you can be controlling space. And it's kind of reminiscent of a football field, if you will. Like it's yardage. You got to think of it as yardage. And this is like one of the most powerful things you can do as a controller is you control the yardage, right? They're trying to score a touchdown on your bomb site. They're trying to put the bomb down. So you can give up space and you can give up downs, but then you're going to be able to jump on them at some point to try to get an interception along those lines, right? So if we're using football as the analogy, do you play football at all, or you've played it before?
I've played enough to know how it works, yeah.
Yeah, it's same thing, right? So the first fight that you're going to generally be taking, if you're controlling space on A main, is this section right here. Then after they've got control of this section, they need to get control of the A main staging ground. After that, they want to get control of the front end side because you're going to be throwing smokes. So they have to throw flashes through there. Then the next part is getting actually onto site. And then the next part is clearing the back site. So you can be playing these sections. You can section off the bomb site and take the fights accordingly how you want to take them based on the utility that you have. Okay.
Got you.
Oh, they know I'm up here.
He's out.
Okay, we're going to move ahead
Wait, leave it to Reyna, I think.
to 15. Actually, no, we're going to go with 1302.
Just like buy me or buy someone.
We're going to move ahead. Unless there was something else that you wanted to add there, Devin. I think we pretty much covered everything.
I think that was good.
Also, that was an eco round, so
I would definitely recommend rewatching this because we're
Yeah.
gonna be we're giving you a shit ton of stuff here, right? So, if you can even just take away 3 things into your next ranked match and just practice those, and then add the other things in later, that's going to be really beneficial for you.
in these rounds though is a problem. Yeah, can you use your mollies whenever you like hear them like smoking or whatever?
Yeah, I'm Ollie.
Yeah.
So this is actually for chat more than anything. I want you guys to like listen to how well
These rounds.
Scourge deals with this Reyna already.
One enemy remaining.
Nice try. Jesus.
Sorry. I went to the.
So the first thing is he starts off with positivity, which is fantastic because Phantom's
wrong
just fucking
TP,
raging
man,
like crazy.
fuck.
It happens. It happens. That was a good try. That was a good try.
This is all really, really good, and it keeps the momentum going. So definitely keep that going. I love
It's
that.
not you went to the wrong TP. You can't control that. It happens. Also, that was an eco round, so crazy round. We need to win these rounds though. Is the problem.
Yeah. So everything that you said there was really, really good.
Okay, can you use your mollies whenever you like hear them like smoking or whatever?
Yeah, I'm
I
Ollie.
really like that you take initiative to, you know, like
Use a
make a
molly
plan
flash
with
or
your
whatever.
teammates. Most people in your elo
Just
don't
don't
do
do
that,
it.
I feel.
Yeah. It's always good to
I
be
tried to get
organized in
grim
that.
ones who just molly us as soon as we did anything util-wise, and it would just kill us every round. So something I like to remember now.
We're getting Orbe.
I think Reyna talked shit to you on this round, and I missed it at some point.
I think
And-
it was around as like peeking tiles or something, right?
Over a wall.
Chambers 40 main.
There's something that happened. Oh yeah, he's just running through like an idiot again, probably getting killed. Oh yeah, this is where it is. Okay, so listen to this comm chat, and you tell me who you think is at fault here.
I'm 1. Can I give someone this gun? I'm 1 HP. I'm dead. I think they could be sight.
He says, I think they could be sight.
What the fuck you mean there's side? There's 3 main.
1 sight.
Who's at fault?
Wow.
Who's at fault? Who's at fault here? Everyone in chat's asleep right now. That's okay. Reyna's at fault. This is Reyna's fault. Yeah, Reyna's fault. Right? They could be. I didn't say that they are. They could be. Like, you did everything in your power there to help that Reyna avoid that issue altogether. Didn't have to go for that push. He just did it because he did.
Oh, it's on top of a wall.
Chambers 40 main.
Yeah. And it was a 4v3. He didn't have to make a move, I don't think. If I remember correctly. But anyways, you ignored the toxicity, and that's the starting of it. That's the starting of it. There'll be more of it. And you just went right into this positivity. Right into all the things that went really well, which is really good. And then you started asking for things from your chaos. This is like excellent, excellent top tier kind of communication that we want to be seeing regularly. Okay. We're going to go to round 9. And I want to make another little note.
One enemy remaining.
One that you're already aware of, because I'm going to tease you for it. You still have Omen ult. Okay? It's now been 6 rounds that you've had Omen ult. Okay? So, let's see. I was a little bit confused about this particular moment. So I just gave you all these compliments about your comms, okay? I want you to listen to what you say here.
Probably getting healed though.
Okay, right after this. Right at this point. Listen to what you say
They might leave off that honestly.
after this point. Now listen to what you say.
Is it a whole lot of nothing?
Spike down B.
Did you hear that? Devin, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. Did you hear that? I think I'm going deaf. It's
Avad must be bugging. I swear. I was
it
calling
must
him
be
with
it
your
must be
show
bugging.
tomorrow.
Must be bugging because I
What's
didn't
with my mic? I got no idea.
I didn't hear much of anything, and Fade didn't hear anything, and I guarantee you Fade's fucking pissed off right now. Right? So yeah. Okay, let's go through this again.
A lot of times you call them swinging off or holding period.
I'm gonna walk you through this.
Yeah.
They're up lane. Phoenix, they're up lane. Sage 2. Phoenix could be on site.
Down B.
Careful, Fade. Oh, shit. Right? Just repeat and say things that you're seeing, if you can.
Yeah.
As much as you can. And the other thing too is that
124 raise. Mighty heal.
you didn't even apologize to Fade. You're just a straight savage. You're just like, fuck Fade. fuck my teammate. Forget that shit. Straight savage comms right there. Okay. The next round we're gonna look at is a crosshair placement and threat assessment thing.
Again, their fear is a crack and the crack is fresh.
I have a question for you as far as calming the scenarios goes. Do you
I think they're just gonna hard Phoenix.
do you not do it like out of habit, or do you not do it because you're kind of tunnel visioned when fighting?
I think that one was a tunnel vision thing. I don't.
Mhm.
I think usually when we have like fights and action going on site, I think I just tunnel vision forget that like my teammates might want to play off me. Also because
Mhm.
I think it just not normalized enough. So I think thinking brain just kind of turns off, and I just kind of play. So yeah, mostly tunnel vision thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
ouch.
way
Sorry about
the way I kind of improved at this, and I think Worthy would say the same, is you can go into like a DM and basically just like practice it.
Yep.
You know, like
Interesting.
practice talking while you're taking gunfights. You know, because it
Yeah.
is a skill at the end of the day.
Yeah, you get a lot more.
No, that's important. Yeah, to keep your head in check.
You get a lot more opportunities to do that because you're getting into so many situations. So one of the things that we had a problem with in C1 was people weren't calling when they were swinging. So what we had them do at that point is they hop into a death match, even together if they wanted to, in a custom death match, and just be like, I'm swinging mid, I'm swinging here, I'm swinging this way. And it was a lot of fun because we would be calling out where we're swinging, and everyone would be like, "Oh, I could bait him. I could look at that direction and be able to get a fight on him." But it was really good just to like get into the habit of constantly talking and saying things that we needed to say. You know, as an entry fragger when I was competing, there was never a moment where I wasn't communicating what I was going to do next, just so that I can get my teammates on the right page, because it's so hard to mind read people, right? Over
Right.
time, you end up figuring out, you know, the tendencies of your teammates. But generally speaking, I would say that you need to be constantly communicating so that you're able to give off the information of what it is you're doing, and eliminate a lot of the problems that you end up having in ranked, where people are yelling at you or saying stupid shit to you, because you've basically absolved yourself of all guilt at that point when you've talked it out. Okay. Yeah, see, like right there, for example, you could
Gonna
be
call the
saying,
swing?
you could be calling the swing. He doesn't know,
Yeah.
right? He's expecting you to call. And you can also say, no, I'm throwing smoke. Just give me a second, one second, right?
So we both swing it. He's done for.
Now, I've looked at the mini map and I've watched this round a few times just to make sure. Is top mid clear right now?
No, this is I think these just go definitely.
That's a really nice knife that you have. I love this knife.
But just right? Because they no trip.
Okay. Let's assume that it's clear. Where's our first fight going to be when we peek out?
Right next to this wall, or like first potential or first realistic fight.
First potential fight.
Right outside this wall.
Over here?
Either side of that wall. I mean, I doubt just because we killed
Over here?
Chamber, no trade.
Okay, so let's assume that we're going to go this direction. We're going with an A strafe. I always have to look down my keyboard. Is it A or is it D? Let's say we're going to do an A strafe. Where's the first fight we're going to take? If we're clearing it properly. Outside B main.
B main choke?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone in chat said it. So Storm said it in chat. So outside B main. So when you strafe straight out, our crosshair should be placed accordingly to fight that position at a headshot. Okay. Let's watch how you pass.
There's a lot of. Oh.
Okay. You weren't ready. You weren't ready for this, and you should have been clearing it. First and foremost, clear it and then move up. What you ended up doing was you held W and A, which is a big recipe for disaster when it comes to stopping and shooting. And you don't have your shot here, but if we had seen you stop and shooting here, I guarantee you the first ones would have been way off just because the movement would have been off there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we don't know where they are. We don't know 100%. So we need to take this accordingly. Let's take this fight accordingly. Any thoughts on that one? What keybinds do people have? Any thoughts on that one, Devin? I struggle to find a key that doesn't interfere with my mouse or my movement.
Sorry, I was distracted. I didn't see it.
That's okay. No worries. We'll move on. I think I pretty much covered everything.
Bring them down.
It's funny because you say my crosshair placement was off, and I'm like, yep, you're right. Still have your Omen ult, by the way.
Oh god.
You'll never make. I'm doing this for you, man, because you're never gonna make this mistake again.
I won't forget anymore. I'll be cringing every time I see the icon.
Even if you're completely wrong with the use, I just want you to use it because you got it, right? When you said it yourself, if you have utility, you want to use it, so use it.
No, I definitely like. Yeah, I definitely never use my ult nearly enough, just because I'm waiting to use it for that opportune moment that just never comes. And it's happened enough times that by now I should just be like, okay, stop waiting. But this is a good call.
Sorry.
I think the way you can look at it too is that, like, looking at your kills and your deaths right now, you could have used your ult like 3 times already.
3 times.
This
Yeah.
half. Yeah.
Also,
So,
because
like,
I'm somebody who does farm orbs usually.
Yeah. Just don't be afraid to just fucking throw it. Like, even if it's not like the best ult ever, like,
It is an ult.
you know,
And an ult is
use
better
it.
than no ult.
Yep. We had a question in the chat from Aliara Streams. What keybinds do people have for comms? I struggle to find a key that doesn't interfere with my mouse or my movement. I personally use left alt. I've been using that for 15 years, I think, and it works really well for me.
Thumb or what?
Yeah, I hit with my thumb. My jump is a mouse wheel down, but I also have jump bounded to spacebar. So if I need to like hit spacebar, I can do that too. So I have a double jump area, but I have my left alt is where I have it. So my hand is literally like this when I do it. Devin, where do you like to have yours? Do you have a push to talk?
For in-game, I use V for stuck.
Same.
Just because
I
it's
don't know
right
if
next
it's
to my
ideal,
right
but
next
it
to my
works.
thumb.
What
And
about
I don't
you?
really use spacebar for jump.
What about
I'm using V. I think it might be index. I can't think about it right now. I'll think about it in game. Right now it feels awkward to press it either way. I think I use V with index, but that's probably not ideal for strafing and talking.
Wait, how do you do left alt? Is your thumb like under your hand?
It's like you can't see it
That's
on
right.
my thing. Here, let me set up my camera.
Wait, I'm looking at your stream.
Yeah,
You're just swipe
Oh,
your
I
thumb
see
to your
it.
left, right?
I'm gonna turn on camera in chat so you can see
Oh, that
that
is
as well.
weird.
So yeah, I've
think
gotten
common
used to
while
this.
hopping, though, so-
I've gotten used to this. Right. Yeah, it's I just figured out a spot, and I'll hit the button with this part of my thumb, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a good question though. It's a really, really good question. I got used to doing it like that. The issue that I've had in the past is tab is my scoreboard key. So if I'm pressing alt as I'm communicating and checking the scoreboard, sometimes I alt tab. It happens very rarely, but it has happened in the past. Mine is side mouse button. Yeah, side mouse buttons can work too, as long as you're feeling like it's not going to throw off your aim altogether. Okay, so I love this round. I love this round. Here's what I would do. I would tuck here in the corner until KO takes contact. That's the first thing, okay? And then you could use him as a, hey, KO, can you flash for me sort of thing. So you can use his flashes to peek with, right? Let's see how this plays out. The first thing that you need to think about that you might not even be aware of with Omen is the direction of where you throw your smokes will appear to them. So let's say, for example, you have Phoenix looking right here, and he's looking there.
Let's see, it came from wine, and he'll.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, I think Omen's wine, right? In this case, we're gonna see Raze clear you, so it's actually Raze. So watch this. I'm not saying that this is what killed you, but it's possible.
No, I've had to think about that before. Yeah.
Because he came out pretty confidently that you were there. You know, this guy was flying. This guy was flying across the screen.
I was like, did they read that, or did they just happen to hard clear it?
Yeah,
But, yeah.
They're flying across the screen. But at any rate, you being in wine is a powerful position, right? And you being hidden in wine is also extremely powerful because the entire time they're worried about this section. Now, they may clear you with nades, they may clear you with all these different things, but guess what? You have utility. You have a very special ability called the Omen ult that can get you out of those situations. You also have this one. TP. You've heard of the Omen ult? Yeah?
Occasionally, some guy was telling me that I should try it out sometime. I don't know. Maybe I'll give him a chance.
Yeah, he's a pretty good-looking guy. I've heard about this person. Yeah. You have tons of utility.
Like Devin, I think, was it?
Oh, okay. Now I see how it is. All right. VOD's officially over. Forget it. Yeah, you have lots of abilities to get out of here. So I actually love your positioning here. And if you ever get threatened with a Raze nade or anything along those lines, or a Phoenix Molly or anything like that, you can just teleport out. You're okay. Okay. And you have your flash too. So as soon as if we go order of operations again, you just got flashed. Okay. So immediately my response is toss a flashback.
So my thought was like, not my explicit thought, my implicit thought was just that flash might be a general flash, not necessarily meant to clear me. So my position might still be safe. So by flash, I'm definitely gone position wise.
Yep. It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
Which is a calculated risk, I guess. You just have to guess. Does he know I'm there or not? But okay.
As long as you have an escape route, the flash is fine. And you had 3 escape routes. You had 3 teleports you could have used.
Okay.
I would just be, if you're going to be peeking wide like you did, I would have started off with the flash. Okay, so if we watch this again.
So I don't love peeking wide here. I generally don't like wide swinging things in general. Here, I thought if I don't swing wide, they'll see my shoulder before I see them, just because, like, angle wall put the length of this choke.
Well, you peeking out again, once again, I would say just stick inside and not have to worry about it. But you peeking wide here without an ability after they threw an ability, usually that's a faux pas.
Wow.
Okay.
It's probably not the best example, but go ahead, Devin.
I would say it's like a microplay thing, but a lot of times if I'm playing wine and like they're pressuring a main, like just throwing your school bus Omen flash down the lane and blinding their whole team is very powerful. There's nothing they can do.
I love how you describe it. School bus.
School bus. I'll think of that, yeah.
The wheels on the Omen go round and round. All right. I'm going to start this round off with, for the love of God, please use your ult.
The odds are not looking too great.
No, it's not.
Statistics are not in my favor.
Okay, this is an example of a really good bait and switch that you do here. I believe, I can't remember the round
When
exactly.
you come closer to me, if you hear them, just like mince ult it. I'm gonna TP in this corner.
I'm going to start off by saying not every round has to be a TikTok clip. Let's watch it.
If they're here, of course.
How do you do for the VOD?
Where are you?
You're here. Ult it.
Good. You paired a Fade ult with the TP. Very good.
could
They
see
know
that,
where you're
yeah.
coming from. They know where you are. They should know.
I think this is another big thing with the whole like punishment thing, because I do know that Omen like the smokes show you where.
They're still
I
there.
just never gotten punished, and I think I need to really, yeah. There was no reason I got 3 there, but like we'll take it.
Dude, I laughed so when I first watched it. I was like, oh my god! And then I saw this. Why?
Overheat, overheat.
Oh no!
I think I say it too. Then I was like, oh, I got greedy.
I overheated. My bad. Let's not sell this.
He calls it out. You call yourself out on your own shit. That's good. Could have been a TikTok clip. Could have been massively famous. Tens would have been, you know, second below you. But
Asked me to drop Zelsis. Yeah.
exactly.
Take Zelsis to the spot.
Put a shirt on, Zelsis. He's out.
Which is their team right now?
I'm sure if I got the ace, 10s would be like at my doorstep, but it's alright.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll have to settle for B1. It's alright.
There'll be plenty of opportunities. There'll be. No, I don't. You bought this, Dink.
What did he say?
Dink is one of our C1 guys.
Sorry, I'm just trash talking them in the
He's
chat.
trash talking in the chat. Love that.
I
Okay,
love to hear it.
offense. Offense. This is where mental projection comes in. Have you heard mental projection? Have I talked to you about this
You
before?
explained it kind of, yeah. Just
Okay.
predicting enemies and where fights are gonna come in and whatnot.
Generally speaking, where do the defenders usually play on Ascent? Where would you say?
I'm gonna say Sage plays one of the A or B choke, and then is she just gonna wall on?
You don't have to. You don't have to give me exact character positionings, but you can just tell me where do they play on site usually.
Okay. I mean, generally, I would assume like maybe someone towards stairs for B. I would expect. I feel like okay. What I expect from a Phoenix and a Raze is they're just gonna flash out the choke and take fights because Phoenix and Raze and Plat. If I thought this is like a well played out round, I think Raze would play somewhere close B with enough utility to stall with her like nade and stuff. Sage takes another choke. Someone's gonna probably play archers and tree. I'm not sure exactly how in depth to go with this.
Not in depth at all. Not in depth at all.
Okay.
So what you want to be thinking about is mentally go from left to right across the map. Where do you think people are going to play? I wrote it up on my stream already. I wrote 2-1-2. Generally is what you're going to see a lot. Okay? Especially at this rank where people are just going to be playing like one thing. Some other things.
Two is the two like is anyone watching tree or are you saying two
I'm
for
gonna-
A, one tree, one A choke?
So I'm going to walk you through this. Okay?
Okay.
So a 2-1-2 is 2 towards A, 1 towards mid, and 2 towards B. Generally. Okay? Other setups you're going to see is 3-1-1, which coincidentally was some of your setups. You did 2-1-2s on defense. You did 3-1-1s or 3-1-1s generally. You may at higher ranks see a 1-3-1, and generally what would happen on 1-3-1 is they're going to rush through mid, or they're going to try to get some sort of mid control. Right, use it either through cat or 2 through lower mid. Now, he wants me to do 10 bent over rows right now. Are you kidding me right now? Yo, dating advice for men. Stop it. Stop
And
redeeming
bent
that
over
shit.
Rose?
Stop reading.
Drop the split.
I'm
Yo,
stop.
hold on.
Stop. Not right now. Not right now. I need to get rid of those things. I need to get rid of those things. But yet generally you're going to see those things. Okay, so having those mental projections in your head and making those assumptions on statistics, you're going to be able to make better decisions. And even if you go in with the wrong assumption, you're going in with an assumption, not going in blank. So you know how to react to certain situations. That's the first thing. Okay, how's it going, Luke? How you doing? So we're going to be talking about smoke placement here, and we're going to be talking about the mental projection.
Can we try to go mid to market to B?
So that mental projection was simply just having the idea of where people are going to be.
Sage, Amen, I'm guessing.
I just feel like people tend to just
Yeah, also
push out chokes on
pretty-
pistols and no one really holds mid. You
That's
just like gun them down.
yeah, that's fine because typically what you're going to see is a 2-1-2, right? So they're not going to run down mid. They might aggress you on cat, all that good stuff. But the idea is you know where your fights are coming from now, right? Just because you have something in your head at this point.
Should I smoke?
How's it
tree?
going,
Or do you
Imanoka?
guys think we can just fight it?
They get gifted, I guess so.
I'm not gonna smoke tree. Let's just go, like, just literally run it down straight through. I'll smoke CT.
You smoking cat or no?
Okay, also cat. Let's not worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can figure
so-
out later.
This could be a threat. This is a good smoke. What I would say is that you want this smoke to be a little bit deeper so that they can't lurk into it. They can lurk into this and they can create a new.
Okay, wait. Yeah, I've had this debate where I'm like, on the one hand, do you smoke deeper and they can push up like towards green box area next to green box, or do you smoke shallower so they have to lurk farther out, but now they get to smoke like, or they get to swing more closer to like top cat area.
I'd rather give them less space. Devin, thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, generally I'll smoke so like it's kind of hard to describe, but you want the edge of the smoke to be flush with the opposite side of the green box, if that makes sense.
Right, that works. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
then
they
if
used to
they-
smoke it like all the way deep, but then you can just
Yep.
like swing out of it, like out of the arch, which is
Yeah,
kind of
it-
useless smoke.
If you do it deeper where it's like flush like that, if they do come out of the smoke, then they're exposed to like everything in mid. Rather than them being able to like walk into the smoke and then walk out the side of it and like directly peek tiles or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
You want to make their lives a little bit harder and make it risky for them to push through. So yeah, being flush with the green box and the edge is really, really good. Or even further back slightly, and just to make it so that if they end up running in, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to be exposed to like 5 or 6 different angles to do it.
We run it. Nice.
Thank you so much, Aminoka. I'm so glad that you're here, and welcome to the stream.
Chamber diff.
I'm glad that they've been helpful so far. Okay, so smoke place and deeper cut. Nice kill. Here's a nice kill. Okay, based on our mental projection of what's been happening, let's watch this round again. I want you to look at the mini map. Okay,
Run it
I
down.
was able to predict this
He's smoking cat.
before it happened. You will be able to
Okay,
get the
also
skill
cat, also cat,
eventually.
don't worry about it, yeah. And we can figure out CT later.
Okay, let's assume 2-1-2. We have 2-1-2 on the map. Okay, 2,
Okay.
1, 2.
We run it.
Chamber just got killed. If you were
So Miz
Chamber,
gone.
yep. So mid's gone. Mid's gone. So we have a
Yeah.
0 on mid. So it's a 2-0-2 right now. That's the
Yeah.
first step. If you were Chamber, if you were Step Bro, what you doing? What would you call out right now? if
Hard
you were
rush
them?
mid.
Hard rush mid. Sure, you can say that. Definitely. There's a bunch mid. There's one
Yes.
mid. There's 3 mid.
Chamber diff.
You know, things like that for sure. So what is this going to do to the CT side when they hear this comm?
I'm looking at A players. If they pushed up aggressively, they're gonna flank and come top mid. But I have no idea if they did that or not. I'm assuming they haven't.
They're
Yeah,
going to start
they're either
rotating.
gonna-
The answer is
Yeah,
they're going to
okay.
start rotating. Where they're going to rotate is up to imagination. But the idea is that we now have a timing in our head. All right, we get that kill, and immediately that affects the CT side. They start moving around. So let's say they're on cat, for example. It's going to take approximately 7 to 8 seconds to get to this position right here. So
Okay.
in my head right now, as we're doing this, let's count it. Okay, let's go back.
Yeah, and we can figure out CT later.
I'm assuming 1 cat. I'm assuming 1 cat.
We run.
Kill. Rotation starts.
Nice.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7. If you flashed right there, you would see him. Let's watch the mini map. Let's see if I'm right.
Running.
If I flash right. Okay.
If you flashed right here, in that exact moment that you were looking at it, you would have blinded Phoenix because you know he was going to be there based on your mental projection. There's
Okay.
Phoenix. Okay?
Yeah, 8 seconds afterwards, roughly. Okay.
Where's Sage? Where do you think
Probably
Sage
gonna
could
come
be?
to CT again. with
Could be
Phoenix.
through cat. Could be following up right behind Phoenix.
Only
Let's
because
watch.
of Sage. Am I gonna guess Phoenix? Let's see. Yeah.
Let's watch if I'm right.
Okay, can you flash anything? Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Yo, holy. Get over here. Get in here. Get in here.
Reyna should be able to get contact on Sage. Or it's going to be Chamber.
Close the door when you get inside.
Based on
Yeah,
positioning.
open.
You see?
Slow rotate. Yeah.
Slow rotate because right now it's a 1v5 and Sage is like, well, fuck me. I'm done for.
Yeah.
Right?
Flawless.
But we are able to predict every single movement just because what I did at the beginning of the buy round was I said, okay, I'm going to make an assumption, an educated assumption right now. I'm going to say they're going to play a 2-1-2. They're going to have 2 here, they're going to have 1 here, and 2 here. And just on that, I'm able to pre-fire. Back in the day, when you were in this position, if I was playing your position right now, I would have pre-fired, stopped there, and I would have pre-fired and probably gotten a headshot. Just on timing alone. And I'm thinking about this, I have an internal clock in my head. You know, some of the best people who could do this were the ones that played Quake and Unreal Tournament back in the day. They were able to time out exactly when the health packs would pop up onto the map, right? That's all mental projection. Do I expect you to be 10 out of 10 at this right now? Absolutely not. I'm teaching you this right now today so that later on, 3 years down the road, you look back on this moment and be like, fuck, I could have definitely pre-fired that. And you will end up developing this skill over time. Does that make sense?
So is this like a roughly 8 seconds thing? You just play the game enough, you get a feel for how long it takes to rotate, and you play off that?
Exactly. And that's the things that will make you better at aiming. Because a lot of people say, oh, I'm not good because of my aims. Like, no, you're not good because you're not having your internal clock working for you and you're not positioning properly. Half the shooting battles that you have are made easier just by being in position in the right spot, right time. Right? I promise you, this is not a 20/20 hindsight thing. I wrote this as I watched it. I'll send you all the notes after this. So you can do it. I'm not doing anything special here.
Yeah, it's a huge game sense thing, and it's not like eventually it's not something you think about. It just you have it in your head, like in
It's
the back of your head.
ingrained. Yeah, it's ingrained.
That's
it's
like
just-
peak game sense, yeah, okay.
The key is to start knowing that it's aware, knowing that it's there. It's kind of like, think about it like this. Like, you have a pie graph. The pie graph represents Valorant, and a section of that pie graph might be a small section, but this is all areas. This is the green area of the section of the pie graph. The things that you know really, really well. Maybe you know the spray pattern in a gun, for example. That could be in that spot. The next thing is the next piece of the pie graph right here, being the full thing, of things that you were aware of but you're not really good with yet. This is now me trying to open up that space, because the rest of the pie graph is stuff that you aren't even aware exists right now. Before this VOD, that part of the pie graph you didn't know existed. Now you are aware of it. So the key is, over time, we're going to make that section where you're getting a little bit better with it, expand to that area a little bit more. Does that make sense?
Okay, sounds good.
It's better if I actually draw like a graph. And we just draw this. This is the graph of getting better at Valorant. This is Valorant right here. This is my terrible circle. Ugh. We have a pie graph right in the middle. Hey, it's not so bad. Things are good. We'll say things that I do really well. Good. Things I know that exist. We'll say exist. Ugh. This is
Damn, I
hard.
don't like these ratios.
Okay. Things I know that exist but not good at. And then things that are just fucking dog shit that I don't even realize are even a thing yet, right? The goal is to make
I could
more
totally
good.
destroy Optic right now. I know what you're talking about.
Well,
actually am
I'll
right.
be honest with you right now. Nobody has this full pie graph, and nobody will have this full pie graph till about 10 more years, I would say, right? I would say
Okay.
a pro player might have this. Okay? Like, literally that. So this is exist right here.
Half? Really? Damn.
Exist. They're not even at half. We're still developing and learning things about this game that people never even considered before, right?
Okay.
So there's still so much room and so much ceiling for game sense and different things that we have where people just don't even realize you can do in this game. I'm thinking of new things on the crapper every single day with different things you can do with your ults and all that stuff. It's actually a really exciting time in the game because there's going to be a lot of things, especially with updates coming to the game, you know, Chamber being nerfed and all this other stuff. There's going to be a bunch of things that will pop up in this game. Pros are still learning, yeah. CSGO's been out for 10 years. They're still learning shit from that too. They're still learning from CS.
I mean,
Like-
people didn't even really use utility properly in CS until like a few years ago when Astralis became a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
That just shows you like there's plenty of space for improvement.
Yeah. And the moment you think you know everything is the moment you start standing still and not getting better. and you end up probably dropping off your pro team because you're like, oh, I have a big ego right now. The worst thing that you can have is developing an ego for yourself. You want to be able to brought that down. Shower thoughts. Not just shower thoughts, it's also on the crapper thoughts. Guilty, thanks so much for rating. Appreciate you guys. Welcome into the stream. Is my I don't think my widgets are working again. Let me see. Are they working? No, they're not working. What the heck? Well, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much. We're going over a VOD. I don't think there was anything I wanted to say on that particular round. Basically, I was going to do another mental projection on that last round. But it's okay. We'll move ahead. Okay. Crap in the shower thoughts? Crap in the shower thoughts. Hopefully not.
See, efficiency.
Efficiency. Love it. Hopefully not crap in the shower. Okay, if someone's pushed up B main, they know you're there because of the smoke. Yeah, so here's another example. If someone's pushed up here, which is a potential, they know where you are. Yeah, they see you throwing smoke. Yeah. Okay.
I have a very small micro thing about that smoke.
Go ahead.
Just because it'll burn you in the future. When you throw that mid smoke, you kind of want it to poke out towards the T side more. Make sense?
Towards
Like
the T side more.
Like towards top mid, like your side of
Was
mid.
it just badly placed? You're saying like that smoke, the whole idea is messed up.
No, like throwing the smoke there is good, but pause it for a second, Worthy. Go back like 5.
Okay.
So you see how in the mini map, like it's flush with the arch?
Yeah, okay. Is there space around the edges that I just don't notice?
Yeah, so
Okay,
there's
okay.
like a little jump up spot on the left side of mid. And if someone plays there and you throw the smoke flush, they can see over the smoke on the cat. So
Got you.
generally you want it to like stick out a little bit more to prevent that. Because
Okay,
I got killed by that many times, and that's, you know.
Tilting. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I never would have caught that. Thank you.
On site, my bad.
Full flash.
You've been killed from cat when you go up cat? Is that what you're saying, Devin?
No, like on
you would get
bottom
if you had the
mid,
smoke.
if
Yeah.
you're walking up cat, there's like a little jump up spot on the left where they can see over the smoke while you're walking up cat.
Yeah.
Stage kind of did that. I think she played on a wall. She didn't play like the jump
Yeah.
spot, but like same idea.
It's
she did.
basically the same thing, yeah.
How's it going, Con? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you. First day of the stream on the VOD later, but wanted to say I went from Silver 1 to Silver 3 in one day yesterday after watching your VODs. Awesome! That's great. There's going to be a lot more posted on YouTube starting next week. My editor has got 3 videos already set up, so every week we're going to be posting about 2 videos to the YouTube. I'll put a link to all my socials for anyone who's in here. So you get long forms of the actual TikTok clips that you're getting right now. We're getting close to the end so far. Here is a really interesting round. So this is where I start hating on Reyna, and it's really bad to lash out on our teammates. And the reason why it's bad to lash on our teammates is that we don't know the whole story. We're not looking through the eyes of the player that's holding their mouse. Everyone has their own bit of information, so it's really bad to do that. Just in general, it sets the bad tone, all this other stuff. But it's also a fact of we don't have all the facts in front of us. And this is something that it can also be applied in life. There's situations where we have a perspective of what should be happening or things that could have happened, but we don't know all the details as to why things happened the way they did. So let's watch this round really quick.
I mean, they didn't give us sight. Or no.
Well, let's play together. I feel like they're not rich. They're still.
The comment I was going to make here too is just like a macro thing. That sage wall in mid can be a big issue if we don't break it. We need to at least break one tile to force people to move back and not stack areas on the map. So in this particular round, we're going to try to go into B, but Sage walls mid. So immediately they don't have to worry about that whole pathway into their side, right? So off the hop, it's usually not a really great wall to do, but if you see it, you kind of need to break it.
You gotta clear corners.
So Sage walled here, and immediately that makes it a 3-0-2.
B hit.
This is a 3-0-2 setup right now. Okay. It could be a 2-0-3 as well.
3. Yeah, okay.
But we're going to make an assumption based on the wall, an educated assumption that we're probably going to see a 3 stack on B.
Smoke? Oh, hold on.
Bring them down.
Do we want to go or no? We don't have to.
1-2, and we know Sage is a
Sage
mid.
is probably somewhere near, yeah.
Smoking?
That's 3
Wait,
years.
let's leave, let's leave, let's leave. Just hard leave, hard leave, hard leave.
Okay. Now, the reason why he gets mad at you is this moment right here, when you decide to lurk. Because you're not there to
I
trade
ain't
him.
smoking, wait.
But he didn't see that. All he's thinking about is, where's my crosshair right now? He's not focused on anything.
Or do you guys want to just cross it? Uh-oh.
You weren't even there to trade him the first fight. You weren't in position to trade him either.
Yo, why is everyone...
Where
Oh,
were they?
man,
Where
how
were
are
they?
you baiting so hard, dog? What the fuck are you doing? Swing.
Hold on.
See? Saying this shit, first of all, does not help the situation at all. It's not a serving thought. We don't want to be dealing with that. So if anyone's in chat's doing this stuff, you need to stop right away because it's not helping you at all. Okay? That's the first step. If someone is doing something like this and lashing out on you, immediately mute them. I don't care what rank you're in. It's just going to wreck your mental. A lot of the information that they're giving to you, as you're going to find as you get higher in ranks and start getting on teams, you're going to realize how much of a lack of really good communication there is in ranked. And a lot of the times I would say that it's useless information anyway. So just get rid of them. Anytime you have any kind of negative mental, we're going to be seeing this in all 4 VODs. No, the 3rd VOD, we're not going to see this because no one talks in that VOD. But the 4th VOD especially,
So,
immediately just mute that guy. It's not worth your mental. Right? Riot Echo, support the mute. Beautiful. You're going to ask a question?
oh, I was gonna ask. Well, okay, it's not really a question so much as like, with this particular fight, I figured I could have swung with Chamber while he fought that if I just ran instead of walking. My thought process at the time was I don't want to body block him or interfere with that. I don't know if this is the sound decision to make. It's like if you're like yeah, like right here, right? Like he's like strafing,
I ain't
hitting,
smoking,
like
wait.
strafing and
Do you
shooting,
guys
right?
want to just
And I thought, right, I can run with my gun out, and I can probably play with him, but I did not want to body block him.
cross it? Where were they?
I don't know if that's sound decision making.
What you could do is where are your eyes right now?
On just mid area generally. Towards
You're
the
looking
walls.
towards mid? Looking here?
Oh, right now. Sorry, no, nothing. They're nowhere useful.
I ain't smoking, wait. Or do you guys want to just cross
You could flash here.
it? Uh-oh.
You can flash and then swing with
Okay.
your flash. He's probably in this position because he's got a TP. So if you flash him, he probably leaves. Right? Go ahead, Devin.
Wait,
Thoughts?
is that a chamber fighting him or? You said if somebody is in that position, they can. If I flash, they leave. Is that a chamber?
That's
Do
chamber.
we know?
We know because he just killed.
Oh,
Right.
right. Makes sense.
And we also saw him on the minimap pop up as chamber. Did you have a thought,
Okay.
Devin?
No, I totally agree. Like, your option here is basically flash, or, I mean, your chamber's in kind of a bad position to be fighting the other guy in the first place. Like, if he moves forward and peeks out, then it's better, because you can actually go out with him. But he's kind of just stuck in the corner right now.
Okay, yeah, that was my concern with swinging. Although, yeah, flashing is the better option for sure.
Yeah, if you ever have an ability, and I think the tail of the tape of this whole VOD is if you have something, use it, right? Even if it isn't necessarily the best time to use it or the usage of it is not like ideal, I'd rather see you start using it and then we can go over in future VODs how to better clean that up or make better decisions for it, because right now we're not using it enough. We're not using our stuff enough. I think I've only seen
Yeah.
you teleport once this VOD so far. I could be wrong.
No, it was just that little, yeah.
Yo, why is everyone...
It was that round where you ended up getting a 3K.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You baited 2 of your teammates and you didn't even swing once.
Like instantaneously, like I would just say, mute this guy right away. Just mute this guy right away, because you're in the middle of a round right now and you're trying to focus, and this guy's just completely dumping on you for no reason whatsoever.
Fuck, I didn't know where they were. I couldn't see the video out. Doesn't show.
You have ears?
Like this whole thing is just completely toxic and not helping the situation at all. Don't need it. Don't need it.
I know you heard him shoot kill.
It's also it's also a 3v3. It's a very winnable round. Just shut the fuck up. Seriously.
Your teammates.
Shut the fuck
You
up.
didn't swing.
I don't care if he's right. He's in the wrong by interrupting you, because look at this. Look at how it affects your mental, right? This is an
It's
easy
not a
kill.
fight that should be losing, yeah.
It's an easy kill that would have been capitalized on, and all of a sudden now it's a 3v2. But because you're listening to him bitch and moan and complain about his fucking terrible play, that he's blaming you on for it, instead of telling you that he's swinging, right? The same situation we talked about before. He doesn't call anything. He just goes and starts fighting. It's on him for not calling, I'm swinging this fight. I'm swinging this fight. I'm swinging mid. I'm going mid right now. I'm going mid. Swinging, swinging, swinging. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Oh shit, there's one here. On hard left, hard left, hard left. Trade, 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 trade. Right? He doesn't say anything. He just waits until you all die,
Yo, why
and
is
then he
he
starts
like-
bitching.
And how are you baiting so hard, dog? What the fuck are
Right?
you doing?
This is on Jay Loves Velocity. This is not on you. It's not on anyone else, and he's making it worse. You make the whole thing worse when you do shit like this. Now it's going to be a losable round. You guys end up winning this, but it's a
I think our
losable
teammates
round
just
now.
go crazy, but we shouldn't have won it. As in, from this point on, we shouldn't have won it.
I'll find you. Typical.
Omen's from mid 39.
Yeah, and yeah, I think you respond slightly. I was going to say just let it go. You're playing just
no, I
fine.
definitely, yeah, I would just stress. I usually think I would just ignore, but yeah, you're right.
You're going to be running into guys like this all the time, and it's...
Kevin there.
It just immediately mute. Immediately mute. You don't need that. You're here to practice, right? You're here to make mistakes. I'm giving you permission right now to make as many mistakes as possible, because the more mistakes you make, the more faster you're going to get better. Right? You need to make a ton of mistakes. When I was first learning this shit, like years and years ago, I died so many times. My team got so pissed off at me. It wasn't a good environment for me to learn, and because of that, I got afraid to make mistakes, and it stunted my growth as a player. Don't let that be the case for you.
Flash out of the smokes.
Okay.
Okay, then walk.
You know, Toxic Omen, and I have to... Toxic Omens? Omens are supposed to be supportive. Come
I'm the
on.
nicest. All omens are nice. This is fake news. This is fake news.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Okay, one thing that you can do here, we do this on C1, you can throw a flash, if you guys are running B, throw a flash here to
From-
clear this
yeah.
entire angle. So that when they're running up, it's a little bit easier for them. Okay?
Okay, then walk.
I like to flash switch. I don't know if that's like the just because like the hard cubbies in B main, I feel like are relatively easy to clear in pre-fire. Switch is just like a nice big chunk of just.
Can we fail and
Land.
Kegel just for security?
Yeah, switch is a good flash as well. I think. It just kind of depends on if you have other util to clear out B main.
Or you could, you know, flash and ult into Boathouse.
No, just my ult. Sorry, I got a command about that.
I think his X key doesn't work worth it.
I don't... Yeah, maybe it doesn't work. That's what it is. Maybe it's not him.
No, on attack, I definitely just save it too much of the idea of like if I need to grab bomb or whatever, but that's just not worth the one round it might happen, which probably won't
I'm
happen.
pretty sure once.
The other thing too, like, use this ult to clarify how many people are on B site. Just ult right into the middle. Just go like this and just like look around. Just do a spin, do a 360, and they'll all appear on the mini map. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, there's 4 people in there. We should probably go to A. You know, just use it. Use it.
Pretty sure one side.
Spike down B.
Wait, where's bomb?
You can treat your Omen ult as a dart sometimes. You can treat it as a dart, like a Sova dart.
Ult for info.
Where are you? Marked one.
I was gonna say another use would be using it right now. You know that Chamber has an op, and that can make him feel very uncomfortable. You can literally
He has
just
no idea if I'm
ult.
behind him.
Yeah, you can just ult into the back boathouse right now, but he's gonna be like, "Fuck," and they could be behind me right now, and both of them are thinking like, "I have no idea where they can be." So that just makes it a little bit more tougher for them to path into the bomb site. Gives them a little bit more anxiety, and sometimes that's all you need.
Will not kill my allies.
One spawn to lane.
Okay, we're gonna hear him bitch and complain again. A small little complaint. It's just all this shit is toxic. Just mute the fucker.
One enemy remains.
Okay. You just killed the ult. He's probably going to be CT. In fact, I think he shows up right here on the mini map. This is all 2020
not.
hindsight because you're focused so
No, yeah.
heavily. But
I
you,
just totally forgot there was an ult that has to come from somewhere, right?
what you need to focus on right away is just say, oh, it's 2v1. Let me fall back.
Nice, that one's fun.
Just run away at that point. Just like, I would just jump. As soon as you saw that, it was like, just jump right in.
Standing.
Just keeping a mental track of how many people are alive. It's a big key.
Nice shot.
Nice, Nimber.
Yes, right now.
Once again, you guys probably didn't hear that. Let me just play back what Reyna says.
One enemy remaining.
Nice, that one's fun.
Last player standing.
Not lit.
Bro.
Bro, this tilts me so much. Like, there's so much going on in a person's head. If this guy ever made a mistake like this, I swear to God, because I know that he's done that before. He's definitely made that mistake before. It does not help.
He did it on round 3.
He did it on round 3. Exactly.
It
Bro,
was even worse.
bro. Like, don't bro me. Don't bro me, bro.
I called out that he was spawning.
Bro, shut the hell up. Are you still sticking? Hang on. Is this guy still talking right now? Is this fucker still talking? Holy shit.
You heard him spawn, and you were looking.
You won the round, man. You won the round. Why are you talking? You won the round. Like, it's like you're literally swimming through a pile of diamonds looking for a piece of shit right now. Why are you doing that?
Market.
No,
Why?
right here. Go ahead.
Let it go. We fucking won. Like,
Need a drop.
I don't understand. Hello? I think my point is made. Mute this guy. Big no-no. Big
Just wait like
no-no.
2 seconds in case they've like.
I'm always afraid of you
Otherwise,
kids with
you
a
just gotta-
little bit of intel they might give, but maybe it's worth it. Yeah.
Alright, I'll just walk up. I can. Yeah, let's go for it.
What was that?
Enemy spotted. A.
Smoking.
Okay, so the last point we're going to be watching is this.
Flashing gem. Can we go through?
The rest of it was all played pretty well.
Reloading.
And we're going to have to move on to the next VOD, so...
I'm gone. Nice job. Heaven.
Okay. So tell me what the thought process is here. This will be our final point of the
First,
day.
I wanted to go hell. This is just stupid. I just figured it. I thought they weren't in hell yet. I don't know why. That was stupid. At first, I was gonna go play. Oh, sorry, I thought they were heaven. At first, I was gonna play hell. I've developed a fear for playing in hell because it's so easily wallbangable. So I've started not playing in hell as much. This was just stupid. There's no reason for it.
Okay. Here's your protocol. And you'll hear me do this on TikToks a lot. Right away, do we need to do this?
Not at all.
No. Statistically, we win this round. We statistically win this round because we're up a man. We do not need to give them Christmas. No more Christmas gifts. No more Santa Claus. All your decisions are based around the clock that's about to be popped up here. Okay? If you had a smoke, which you will in 9 seconds, you want to throw it up on here, totally fine. And then play on the spot and play it off the smoke, that's totally cool. If you want to throw a flash and then do something like that, totally cool. But anything right here that you give to them is just a gift. And now it's a 4v4, making it an even playing field, slightly in the favor of you guys, because you guys have bomb down, you have timer working for you
My bad.
right now.
Yeah.
And that's the way that you can start thinking about it. You think numbers protocol. Just say that in your head. Like, if you go back and you're like, shit, that was a numbers protocol. And you just keep reminding yourself, numbers protocol, right? In your head. You'll be able to fix those issues right away. Okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Devin, any closing remarks for... Do I call you Scourge? Do I call you Def Not a Bot?
Scourge, Audi, anything? Death my Audi, Scourge, any of the 3 works.
We'll go with Scourge. Any closing thoughts for Scourge before we move on to our next VOD?
I think you play very well. I like the way you calm. Like, I think talking as much as you do in your rank is maybe not as common as I wish it was.
I feel that, yeah.
I think the main things I would say is just don't be afraid to use your util. get creative with your smokes, you know. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
Sounds good.
those are the big things for me.
yeah. I mean, you're on in terms of the comms that you make. There's sometimes you have holes and whatnot, but you're on a good path here, especially with the things that you did. I think it was on this round in particular when you were asking
Here,
KO
let's
to
do
do
whatever.
things, right? Getting into habits
Yeah.
of doing that is going to make you a very valuable player on a team setting, right? You haven't even had the chance to play Valorant yet. You're playing a skeleton of what the actual game truly is. And when you make that shift to a scrim environment, you'll realize just how shit ranked is and how much you don't want to play it. You know, I can't sit there and play it, right? Like I literally can't. It just drives me nuts. So this is all things that will translate to a team. And part of you getting into a pro scene team is first of all having a really good social media presence, which is another thing, but developing all the soft skills that help you be a better people person, and it will translate into real life too, right? These are all things that you want to be practicing for job interviews, for example. Like, how do you communicate to people properly? How do you deal with problem solving with people that you might end up dealing with in the workplace? All these things translate.
I can deal with the rain now. I feel pretty good.
If you can deal with the Reyna, you can deal with any customer that's giving you a hard time, right? Right. So there's a lot of things here. Your comms are definitely at a really high level, and we want to keep doing that. Just mentioning all those little things we talked about. You went silent that one time. Work on those things for sure. Okay.
Question:
So
do you
yeah,
think
go ahead.
aim is seriously a distraction right now? Obviously, in the future, it's going to be. But right now, if I said I need to hop on like aim trainers as opposed to just playing the game more, would you say it's better to just focus on the other, make sure, mental protection and whatnot stuff? Or is aim actually holding me back significantly?
Your mental projection is
Okay,
is
that's
so you need to play more. You need to play more,
yeah, okay. I'm
but you
cool with
need to
that.
be actively thinking about these things,
Yeah.
right? And if rank is a big factor for you and you're afraid of losing rank, then do it in unrated. It's a little bit more gambly there.
Unrated, I don't like doing it in just because like rotations and everything are so. I know when I play unrated,
Are a
I'm
little
just
bit
running it
weird.
down, flashing everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really great.
Then get another account and just practice it in a
I mean,
comp
honestly,
setting.
if I lose my rank doing this, then I don't deserve the rank anyway. So it's
It's
fine.
it honestly, rank does not matter at all. It does not matter,
Yeah.
right? Like I was playing
No, I
around
made
in a
that. I
gold
had that
rank.
like that conscious idea that I would just like. I mean, rank is what it is, but like play to get better, and eventually the rank will come.
Exactly. Work on all the soft skills. A lot of the things that we've identified right now, you're probably gonna end up dropping a few ranks. I mean, most of my students don't, but you'll probably drop a little bit. And then the idea is that the investment will be there for the future so that you will get better ultimately, right? So don't be afraid to lose a little bit. Mute the customer IRL. I love that, Storm. That's awesome. You can do that
Mute
too. You can do that too. Okay, so once again, a couple of things that we need to be focusing on. The Omen ult, obviously. Your
Yeah.
mental projection. Those are the big ones that I wanted to really focus on. And the last one is utility timing. How to use it, when to use it. The order of operations. Those are the big three for you. Any closing remarks?
Somebody once told me that like as a KO, when I played KO more, as like fracture and stuff, I saw a TikTok that said if you ever end a round with utility left, you failed. So that's something that I like to think about. At least as KO, which I think utility is a lot more versatile. But definitely they're always gonna stick with me. I'll cringe whenever I see that those 7 little dots.
Yeah.
I'll make sure my IT is working when I play next time. I swear something was wrong. Otherwise, I'd be ulting like there's no tomorrow. Of course, just the game's bugged.
Whenever you're confused about how to use utility, just take a notepad. Literally, take a pen and paper. I know I'm old. I'm using pen and paper. But write down everything you can use it for. Right? Just say Omen alt underscore. What am I gonna write? Just write down. See how many you can think of. If you can come up with like 20 of them, you're gonna be in a much better place. All right? Just
Yeah.
mentally writing it down for yourself.
Oh, last question, and then
Go
I'll
for
leave you to it. On Haven defense, I
Yep.
like to call for my team on pistol to play a 3-2, 3A2C. And again, this is because I have played less than 5 rounds my entire life where a team rushes me on pistol. Is this a stupid call out, or can I keep going with it? This is a weird question to ask, I feel like, but
It depends on your comp as well, right? Like
okay, yeah, that's true.
you don't necessarily have to have 3 on A. You could have a breach, for example, stunning down short all the way into A main. And that acts as like a third player as a support role, and he's in a quick position to be able to rotate to cover B. We've done that kind of setup several times. Devin, do you have any thoughts?
As far as that setup goes,
Yeah, the 3A 2C.
I would say if you're gonna do something like that, you said it was for pistol, right?
Yeah, only pistol, because yeah.
Yeah, I would just say you probably want like a trip or something on B, and then it'd be alright setup, just so you don't get lurked on, and then
Okay.
C guys can handle the garage and C.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I need to get used to the whole address like the job you want, not play, because so many things I get away with here that just I should not get away with. But
I
that'll
think
come.
I think that's definitely a situation that it depends, right? You got to look at it like that. Like if you have a neon comp, for example, you're probably going to want to play aggressive. You want to play up close. You want to get in their face, right? Neon breach is going to be a very aggressive comp, right? If you're going to be playing more passive, there might be, chamber comps or sage comps or something along those lines where you're trying to control pathways, right? So it depends on who you got in front of you and what your options are. There's so many different options.
Yeah, I think a lot of questions can be answered with depends.
It
And that's the
literally
only real
does.
answer. No,
It lit-
there's so many things that that's fair.
I can't give you a firm answer. It'd
No,
be
that makes
unfair
total
for me
sense.
to give you a firm answer because
I think the
it
real
really
question was: is it a
depends.
complete throw or is it a sometimes throw? And it's a
No.
sometimes throw.
I think definitely on Haven defense, you need to take calculated gambles in order to start winning rounds, right?
Yeah.
Because the way I think about it is that on Haven, the T's have 6 players and the CTs have 5 off the start. And what that means is that there's so many sections of the map that the CTs have to protect or at least have some form of information on. So positioning.
The T's have 6. The CTs have 5.
Yes, 6 to 5. It's a 6 to 5 advantage. I'm just gonna go through the explanation. Your
Okay.
5 players have so far across the map to be able to cover so many different areas, right? Utility can only cover so much, so you have to make calculated gambles and play as though you were a man down on a big map like that, where the rotations are massive and the positioning is so key. So if you were to lose a person there and go down a man, it's technically like you're down 2 men. That's the way you gotta think about it. I do a video on this. It was done back in beta, which I can link to you later. Just send me a message and I'll explain it a little bit more. It's called the point system, the CT point system. Makes it really
CT point system. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it really, it's like a protocol that makes it really simple for you to understand when you should be peeking, when you shouldn't be peeking on CT, right? When you actually hang your team out to dry, for example, versus, taking a fight that's going to be more advantageous for you, or a time that you should be doing it. This is the mentality that I usually have. So next time we do a VOD, we'll do a Haven VOD.
I need to get a Haven game. I love Haven games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Haven's an ascent. Haven's my favorite though.
Definitely.
But okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No
Appreciate it.
problem, my friend. You can always reach out to me. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully that was helpful for you.
Hopefully I remember to fix my X key and get it unstuck.
Yeah, definitely switch that up. Definitely
gotta
switch that up.
Oh yeah.
All right, Scourge. Thank you so much.
All right. Have fun. Thank you.
Give him a round of
See you guys.
applause.
See you, man. Good luck in your ranked games.
Thank you. No more raiders, I hope.
You'll be ascendant in no time.
After we get out of plot 1 first, yeah. I'll see you guys though. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
We're going to remove him, and then I'm going to invite our next one in because we're a little bit behind schedule. This next one is very interesting. Where are you?
Want to BRB real quick?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So this next one that we see, guys, is going to be very, very interesting. It's, should I say who you are? Should I say who you are, Echo? Do you want me to say it? Or is it a no? Should I just be quiet? Up to you. You tell me. I'll just say it. You're a riot dev. You're a riot artist. You're a riot artist. So, there you are. I'm gonna invite you to this chat. Figured, yeah. All right, so without any further ado, we're gonna invite Sabrina in here. Riot Echo, and where are you? Why is this not working? There we go. Perfect. She's in. Okay. I got some words for Mr. Echo. It's actually not a Mr. How you doing, Sabrina?
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome.
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Living the dream. So, I'm going to start off by saying that